Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Thanks for tuning to it. Hope you're well. Happy Redemption Thursday. I'm Jeff. There's Tom. We're talking to you. Hey. We're also online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free always. You know, it's not often that I'd say I didn't feel this way, but for some reason, right as the show started, I thought, could use a taco. Just hit me. Just like that. Right as we were starting, I thought, tacos would be good. I might get some tacos tonight, Tom. Tacos are damn tasty.
They are damn tasty. This is usually my night of the week for that, too, Thursday.
They're always calling you, too. It's the weird thing, tacos. Like, lots of foods don't do that, Like, I don't always – like, crab legs don't call me. I like crab legs. Alaskan king crab legs are delicious. Stone crab is delicious. But I don't like drive around and think, crab legs. Tacos? All the time. Constantly going, Jeff, little tacos. We're over here. Get you some tacos. Always.
We do it up at the house for the Taco Thursday, too. Fresh pico de gallo, fresh made, right? Mm-hmm. And then you get some fresh jalapenos, not pickled, so you can add on as much spice as you like, buddy.
Yeah. Get after it.
Toss a couple seeds in there if you really want a challenge.
My oldest loves jalapenos.
Oh, off to a good start.
10-year-old kid. He's like, you got some jalapenos laying around here? How about that? Loves them. I know you don't like it, but you got to do it. You get like tableside guac, they throw on the jalapenos. You're like, whoa, buddy. That's
easy on the guac, but yeah.
More guac, the better on all things. It's a good thing, especially with the jalapenos. Get crazy with it.
We also had a gremlin fire before the show if somebody was listening. I'm sure they noticed. And we have a lot of people listening. So this is WTSM Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
What did it say?
Oh, no, it fired as National Sports Center wanted to come on. It was a total cluster. So I needed to get that legal ID.
We got that out there. There you go. Well done. We're online, by the way, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming. It is free always. Don't miss anything. If you do, we'll post all 3 hours upon the conclusion of the show, both on iTunes and in our own audio vault. You can email us, jcs@979espnradio.com. You can find me on Twitter at jcameronshow. If you go there, you'll find that you can also type in at 979 ESPN Radio and Periscope the program if you're not already YouTubing it. Hello, YouTubers. ESPN Tallahassee on YouTube. There you go. I think that's everything under the sun. Looking forward to it. A lot of emails I still got to get to. A lot of people still talking about the state of the program, where we're at, and all that good stuff. But I'll say this. Basketball tonight, exhibition basketball for Florida State. And I'm happy that Florida State fans are gobbling up tickets to FSU basketball. Now, the game tonight is free, so you don't have to worry about all that. But it's the annual Aubrey Boyd Charitable Foundation. That's what this game benefits, and you go in there, they'll encourage you to donate, and I would encourage you to donate. It's a great cause, and we do it every year, and every year it's a good thing. That's tonight at 7. Parking is free as well at the TLC Double C. They're taking on Valdosta State. If you missed that opener, 96 to 56 exhibition win against West Florida. If you missed that, I understand it was last Friday. Might have been busy. Tonight could be your cup of tea. Here you go. Head on out. You're not missing much in the way of the NFL. Oakland and San Francisco. Woo! Let's go watch some exhibition basketball.
It's crazy to think 5 days away from playing the Gators. I mean, here you go. That's how you start a season right there, a top 20 matchup.
It's weird. When you go to, Tom, a Elite Eight, and when you go to back-to-back tournaments, it explains why, first of all, that tickets are being sold. People believe in the product. It's an entertaining product. They're winning games. They have the best home record in the country over the last 2 years. So, I mean, this is objectively true. This isn't, hey, I'm rooting for him. I think he's got good things going. It's, hey, man, they're kicking ass. I don't care what your opinion is of him. You're wrong. They're kicking ass. So there it is. I mean, that's been happening. Now, that said, there are real expectations now, and the uptick in, tickets, if you will, sales, and expectations. It's weird. They're not used to dealing with that. These are weighty because I would tell you that even when they went to back-to-back NCAA tournaments, that team wasn't fun, and so people just kind of, I don't know. I'll go. I'll watch our 50-48 victory, but I'm not going to love it. But now they do. Now they like the style of play and the skill they see on the floor and the offense we're running. And at least at the end of last year, a return commitment on the defensive end is what led and what sparked that run. So the last time you saw him, even though they lost a heartbreaker to Michigan for the right to go to the Final Four in a game that was played exactly the way Michigan wanted it, you noted the run and you noted the successes and another 20-plus win season, and you thought to yourself, okay, this thing's rolling again. There's some talent out here. I'm going to go watch. And they are. They're buying it, and the boxes are sold out, Tom. They're doing good stuff. But I wonder how they'll handle prosperity. I mean, prosperity. I wonder how they will because – this has been a program that, by and large, does more than what people expect them to do nationally. And certainly the Blue Bloods in the ACC, year in and year out, think of Florida State as an also-ran. And the problem is, statistically speaking, over the last number of years, Florida State has continued to be in the upper half of the ACC on average. And so they surprise a lot. They come in kind of low expectations, and then they – even in years where they disappoint us by not going to the tournament, they still excel in a way that a lot of the writers didn't expect them to.
Well, if they do what they did last season in the regular season, it will be a disappointment against the preseason ranking, right? Because they were a bubble team on the way in, and they were more comfortable than people wanted to give them credit for. Remember, ESPN was trying to stump for 2 hours as they were getting blown out by Louisville up in Brooklyn that we don't deserve to be in the tournament.
They did do that.
They did do that, and it was really annoying. So if that's the kind of season we have where you get back to the tournament, it's still going to be kind of disappointing because we're top 20 preseason. And you do have a couple of really tough opponents out the gate, obviously with Florida next week. That speaks for itself. But Purdue in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, that game's here, but that's still a formidable opponent.
Game, yeah.
And then you could draw somebody quite tough in your tournament, your overseas tournament, wherever the heck we're playing, down in the islands. I don't know where we're playing this year. Maybe the Orlando Challenge. But you could play a really tough team there and lose 3 games against 3 quality opponents and say, well, how good are we? Well, Phil Kofer's not in the mix right now, so I think they're trying to retool and do what they can just to get by.
Yeah, but they do have an awful lot of experience returning that should help them do that. You're right. Phil is out for the foreseeable future till we get to conference play or just before we get to conference play. And it's key that we get him back for conference play because at the end of the day, if you can go 500 in the best conference in America, the ACC in basketball, then you're probably going to the NCAA tournament as long as you didn't just absolutely fall on your face in the non-conference schedule. But you get Terrence Mann back for year 17. You get Trent Forrest back, and this is his team.
Can't believe they granted him his 17th year of eligibility.
Yeah, we keep it's the paperwork. It's key how you fill it out. Fiondu Kabengele, who I really have high expectations for. If that sounds strange, maybe it is, but I like his game. I think he's a strong kid, and I think he's got a chance here with Phil out to really do something. He's going to have to do something, and so is Raekwon Gray, but I don't know that you could depend on Raekwon. We didn't see him, so we'll find out. MJ Walker, who hit the freshman wall last year pretty quickly, frankly, probably about 15 games.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, but, I mean, the skill set's there, right? PJ Savoy's back for year 8. Chris Kumaji is also been here for seemingly ever. And I know a lot of people like to say that he doesn't bring anything to the table. That's simply not true. He's disappointing to be that tall and not as skilled as you'd like him to be around the rim, but he is a presence in the middle that alters shots, and he'll give you 6 to 7 a game. And I'd like him to get more rebounds and actually average more blocks. That's really what I would ask him to do. But anyhow, that said, he comes back. So I'm more excited to see a David Nichols, the grad transfer from Albany, who a lot of people are very excited about. I'm excited to see the aforementioned Raekwon Gray, who, in the first exhibition game kind of was out of sync, had just 2 points. But he's a guy that they're expecting to give them valuable minutes this year. Devin Vassell and some other guys that I haven't really gotten a good look at yet is what I'm excited to see. And by the way, of the veterans that I just mentioned there, I should bring up that there's every reason in the world to believe, even though I think this is Trent's team, that Terrence Mann could have a very, very good season. First of all, we all know his basketball IQ is off the charts. He gets by where he's lacking. He gets by with his understanding of the game as the son of a coach and all that stuff that's been well documented, right? He's got great instincts to boot, and last year he was hurt. And he did not look like himself. And later in the year, we found out just how hurt he was. He pulled, I hate to say this. Should I say it? He had to have the surgery there, Tom, where the The groin was a problem.
Oh!
Yeah. Both sides.
Oh!
Pulling muscles and ligaments and things and tendons from the pubic bone.
Oh!
Oh, it's right. I don't like talking about it. It gives me the shivers. But he did, and he was playing through it, which, good God, son, I like basketball, but, sir.
Yeah, you're wondering why he didn't have the hops to get up and get a rebound.
Couldn't do anything because he was
There's a good reason.
torn the muscles from his, the man region.
Oh!
Indeed. So that's a problem, but it's all healed now, and he comes back, and I would imagine he's going to have a very good year.
Strong like bull.
Man alive. I've suffered some injuries. We all have, but good God. That is, whoa. Woo. I've had knee surgery, foot surgery, broken my arm twice, broken my nose twice. I've had fingers broken, all kinds of problems, broke my wrist and arm in like 20-something places, and none of it sounds nearly as bad as my man with the groin.
Just imagine you had to, take a shot before a game, treatment, just to numb it up.
Do you remember when Larry Walker used to get the treatments, the shot in the neck to go out and play in the outfield? Did you ever read that?
I remember that vaguely, yes.
The needle had to be very long because they had to get deep into the tissue and almost to the actual, to the spine almost, right? Right there to the back. They would shoot him up before games. I thought, boy, Larry Walker likes baseball an awful lot. That's a love of game that I can't fathom. When they walk into the locker room, the clubhouse before a game, and they're like, well, Larry, time for your shot in the neck. The neck. Not my shoulder, not my butt cheek, not my forearm, my thigh, my calf, my belly, my neck. We're going to stab my neck? No. Going to take the night off, kids. Go get him. Come on, team.
I'll go DH.
Yeah.
Let me DH someone.
God, dog. That is brutal. So anyhow. That's an aside. I just started thinking about gruesome injuries and people playing through the.
We are playing in the Disney tournament, the Advocare Invitational. The first game of that tournament is Thanksgiving night at 9:30 p.m. There you go.
I knew it was going to bother you, by the way.
Oh, it bothered the hell out of me. I actually remember the answer once I said overseas in the islands. I'm like, damn it, no, we're going back to Orlando. Reason I remember that is last time we played in this tournament, we won it. We beat Iona, which is the school
that's
I went
correct.
to.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Semester,
you are correct. I forgot about that. That's true. Well, the start of basketball makes me smile, and the fact that we're embracing it and moving on. It's because, look, let's just be honest. We're ready for football to be over with. Let's just say it. We're ready for football to be over with. It's okay to say it. Doesn't mean I'm going to ignore it. I'm not going to pretend that football's not being played. I'm not going to show less interest and or analysis in what I'm watching and looking at and talking about. I'm not going to just forsake the team in the rest of the season because I'm willing to acknowledge right here, right now, that we're ready for it to be done. But we are. You've probably been ready for it to be done. College football, Florida State football. Maybe not college football. How about that? Maybe not college football, but Florida State football, you've been ready for that to be done for weeks. You have.
I'm surprised by this. No, I'm not ready for it to be done.
Oh, I don't care to watch them. They suck. I don't.
cow.
No, listen, and it's okay. I love them, and they're going to be fine long term. It's going to work out. I've seen the ebbs and flows. I know how it goes. It'll be all right. We'll be okay. Just not now. We're not going to be good this year. Period. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So what the hell am I looking forward to? Other than, all right, maybe James Blackman gives us a spark this weekend. I think he will run the offense, at least in terms of when to keep, when to give, when to run, better. How could you not? How could you not?
Well, that would clean up a lot of things because those plays are open week to week.
Well, teams are daring the quarterback to run it. They don't believe that. They know DeAndre won't. They've seen the film.
And even if he does, how fast is he really going?
He's running a 5.7 40. He ain't going anywhere.
He's closer to Sean McGuire's speed than anything else.
Slower than Sean McGuire. At this point, what I would tell you is that when you go back and watch those games, and I'm not kidding about that, teams have decided they don't honor him running the ball because he's never shown that he will. So why would you? And you're more apt to do exactly what you just did, which is, I don't care if you do run it. You'll get 4 yards because you'll catch us with the element of surprise, but somebody will adjust and see that you're running and come over there and tackle you long before a big gainer.
Yeah, we'll grab your shoelace, and there you go.
Yeah, you're going down. So, here's the deal. I do think – now there's a difference between saying that, hey, look, James Blackman's going to give us something that DeAndre Francois could not when it comes to keeping the ball and running the football and making teams honor that as part of what we're doing schematically. You got to account for the quarterback now. That's a big deal. I agree. It will open a few things up. But when I think of big picture stuff, I don't think it means that Florida State's season turns around or that all of a sudden, we're going, Eureka, we're going to win 7 games. No, I mean, because you can't undo that group up front. So maybe you surprise NC State with it enough times to sustain some drives, and it's enough maybe to propel you to victory this weekend. I think they're in the game. And when we go over my Redemption Thursday picks in a second, you'll see that I think they're in the game. But I don't think it means they go on the road and beat Notre Dame. I don't think I have a hard time imagining they're going to become bowl eligible. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it could be a net washout. He may do that better, but some other things worse. I think that's right. I think you nailed it yesterday when we were talking about this. I think he's an inconsistent passer, and so accuracy becomes a problem for him sometimes. He just buries it. It's crazy. Sometimes he just throws the damn ball into the ground. I don't know why. If he was markedly better at doing that facet of the offense, which is to keep or to give, right?
Well, he is markedly better.
And he was throw for throw the same as DeAndre, wouldn't he be playing already?
He would be starting. Sure.
Right. So that's the thing.
I do know this, and maybe I'm trying to talk myself out of what I just said, but I do think the kids, that his teammates are going to play harder. They do love him. He's more of a natural leader. That's not to say that, DeAndre didn't try. He did try. I give him credit. He tried. He actively tried to become a better leader, and there were indicators along the way that he was improving in those areas. But that's not who he is. He's kind of a surly fellow. And he's an awful lot about DeAndre, and sometimes it's difficult for him to show the kind of leadership that you see from James, who is passionate about Florida State football, his teammates' successes.
As a backup, no problem. I'll do what I need to do for the team this weekend.
He's remarkable in that way. So I do think that that's infectious, and so you'll see an uptick there in terms of enthusiasm and the way they play. Jeff Cameron, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Donald L. Tucker Civic Center box office. Produced by AEG Presents for mature audiences.
I give to you easy laundry service from my friends at Wash Around the Clock. Oh, buddy, this is a game changer. If you're like me, your life is hectic. Between work, school, your kids' sporting events and activities, well, it leaves you precious little time to kick back and take a load off. About the last thing you want to do is hours of laundry, but there it sits, staring at you, taunting. No more. That's right. More watching, less washing. Save hours of valuable time when you sign up not doing laundry with Easy Laundry service from Wash Around the Clock. Whether it's dry cleaning or just plain laundry, Wash Around the Clock's Easy Laundry service will pick up and deliver at your home or office. So sign up for free today at easylaundry.net, or you can give them a call, 850-597-9007. Again, sign up today at easylaundry.net. Oh, and by the way, I got you. Use promo code JCS20 and save 20%. That's promo code JCS20. You're saving 20% on your first order. That's easylaundry.net from Wash Around the Clock.
Saturday, it's a Big Ten showdown as Shea Patterson and the Michigan Wolverines host Trace McSorley and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Hi, this is Ryan Radke of Westwood One. Join Jim Miller and me live at 3:15 p.m. Eastern from Ann Arbor for all the action. Will the Wolverines remain undefeated in conference play, or will the Nittany Lions steal one in the Big House? Tune in to find out. It's Michigan and Penn State. If it's NCAA football, it's right here.
On 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. It's Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less. Last-minute plans made easy. Head to GameDayExcursions.com today for a premium Chicago to South Bend experience. VIP parties, a bottomless mimosa and Bloody Mary Saturday reception, premium charter bus service, and fully stocked tailgate with inclusive beer and food. Head to GameDayExcursions.com today and use promo code JCS for $10 off each ticket.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Willie Taggart talking today. We have audio from him about the quarterback situation, in fact. And if you would, Tom, let's all hear that audio from Coach Taggart.
If you do have to go to James on Saturday, DeAndre can't play, how confident are you can get the job done?
Very confident. James is fully prepared, have plenty of experience, and he had the backing of his teammates to go out there to get the job done. Very, very confident.
Is there anything about his skill set you think that might be able to give a spark if he's thrown into duty for you guys?
Well, I just think he understands what we're doing offensively, and he can go out and execute at a high level, and I think he can get his teammates to do that too.
That doesn't mean that his offensive line will block better, but he can help them by keeping and forcing defenses to play honest and respect that element of the offense that has not been something that teams have to worry about.
I mean, my goodness, without saying that he is the starting quarterback, that's about as much as you can say, right? Up to that point?
I said it on Monday. I thought that he was preparing everybody for Blackman to start. There's a part of me that thinks, and this is pure speculation, completely speculation. There's a part of me that thinks he might have started him anyhow, that he might have gone to James Blackman regardless of DeAndre Francois' health situation. I think partly because, let's be honest, DeAndre, he was victimized by drops in the first half against Clemson, and that did stall some drives, so it's not all on him. But I think DeAndre let frustration get the best of him in this last game as well. I thought he was erratic. I thought, I got to be careful how I say it, he may have checked out. DeAndre might have been looking for a reason to go to the sideline. And so I was of the mindset Sunday when I was looking back at that game, Tom, that we might get word that James Blackman was going to be the starter. And I wondered how he would present it because he's been such a staunch supporter of DeAndre Francois. I think I've got a handle on Willie now when it comes to quarterbacks in general, being that he is a former quarterback himself. He's a lot like Jimbo Fisher. Yep, Willie Taggart is a lot like Jimbo Fisher when it comes to talking about quarterbacks, because Jimbo also was a quarterback. And quarterbacks want unwavering support from their coaches, play callers. I think it's such a difficult position to play. I think it's one that you can quickly lose confidence no matter your skill set. So you don't need to have hanging over your head, doubt from your coaching staff and the offensive-minded folks that are helping you out play to play. So he's just never going to publicly criticize his quarterbacks. Not in a way that would call into question whether or not they deserve to start. He'll second-guess decisions or second-guess, technical mistakes that are made. DeAndre not climbing the pocket when it's there, those kinds of things he's willing to talk about. But he remains unwavering when asked specifically about whether or not a quarterback could play better or needed to sit down and have somebody else come in. He's not going to do that. And so once he makes a decision, and I think he clearly has here, as you just noted, to go to somebody else, he's going to try to, again, infuse some level of confidence, and he's going to express complete and utter satisfaction with that quarterback's preparation, preparedness to play in a game, ability to execute. He's not going to give him any signs that he's uncertain. He's going to express just nothing but confidence.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. If you look back at the game, it's the kind of throws where you see ghosts, a couple of airmails to the sideline before the play even develops when there's a read that's somewhere else and it's wide open. There was one of those in particular where he throws to his left into the Clemson sideline, and there's somebody breaking open over the middle, and there's not anybody coming, but you can't necessarily blame DeAndre there and accuse him of quitting because he had rushers in his face often. So if his internal clock is sped up, I don't think that's because he necessarily wanted to come out of the game. It could be because he's used to not having any time whatsoever, and so he might be mentally shot. There's a big difference there between choosing to shut down and just being mentally overwhelmed. So I agree with you. There were a couple of plays like that there.
I thought there were some plays early where I wasn't sure he was ready to hang in there. That, too, could be the result of being beaten on all year and a sorry offensive line.
Beaten on back in 2016, getting hurt in 2017 to start the season.
His whole career is him taking an ass kicking.
Yes.
He's been the, chalk outline for a long time.
The David Carr of college.
Yeah, I hate it for him. I really do. DeAndre's an interesting guy. He's tough to talk about in a way because there's so many things that he's had to endure with the coaching change and the problems that have been now kind of revealed and are evident from the locker room. And then, but he hasn't always he hasn't always been a saint. He hasn't always done his part to help overcome that and be a good leader. And he hasn't always been a real good player. There are days where he is, and you see a glimpse of what can be, and you think, wow, I mean, that's in there, and good for him, and he's a good college quarterback. And then other times you watch, and you go, he's just not consistent enough to be a good college quarterback. And it's just, I think he could be a good starter somewhere else. I think he might want to think about that. I think he could go to another league and maybe play at a high level.
Well, his situation is a great example of poor culture, isn't it?
Oh, sure.
Because, we judge players assuming that they're prepared well every week, and you can't necessarily assume that here last year or in 2016, the way these things were going week to week. For James Blackman, the same as a true freshman. You can't assume that we're preparing them as professional coaches because they had infighting left and right as professional coaches, paid people millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to get you ready to go. Sure. So he's being failed in that regard. And if they're not going to do it and I'm a subordinate, well, then I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, he's been failed. He's failed. The team has failed.
It's what a culture does. It's what a poor culture is.
Oh, sure. I don't disagree completely. I think it's right to point that out. That's why I don't come down so heavy-handed on DeAndre Francois. He drives me nuts with the things he can't do and doesn't do and refuses to do. But I also think to myself, big picture stuff that, man, he's had a rough go. He's had some things that aren't his fault to overcome that you should never have to overcome, that you should never have to deal with. Now, this is one of those discussions for, in a weird way, a message board or in a private sort of chat group sort of thing, because there are people behind the scenes with intimate knowledge of that locker room and who that kid is, and they don't always paint a real good picture. And so I'm very aware of that. You know, I'm picturing people who are very familiar with him going, dude, you're cutting him an awfully large swath here, Jeff. And then I also know that what I'm saying is true, that he's had a lot of things that aren't his fault that would lead to one being embittered and then express it in a way that is not good leadership, right?
Well, a path that they know perhaps all too well, and they fall back down that path. Imagine that player goes to a program
that's healthy with good culture.
How about 2011, 2012 Florida State?
Sure.
You know, does his career, is he churned out differently as a man and as a player? Could be.
I think so. I think probably so, right. So I'm aware of that too. And that's why I can't put it all at his feet. And it's really a crappy situation. There's no way around it. I mean, that situation at Florida State post-2000, really mid-2014 to where we are now, well, it's self-explanatory. I mean, if you think about that.
It's probably camp 2014. Got to check my notes.
Oh, yeah. I remember coming in to do the show that day, and I asked him a question that day when he said that, and then I remember coming in and looking at you going, dude, that ain't good. What's he checking notes? What? That's bizarre.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, that concerned me, and we've been concerned ever since.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
All 2018 Titan and Titan XD, regular cabs, extended cabs, crew cabs, gas or Cummins diesel. All 2018 Titans are $10,000 off, and we will give you $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade. That's $10,000 off all Titans and $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade, or a total of $12,000 in discounts on every Titan we sell. But you better hurry. The 2018s are going fast. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Prices include dealer preparation charge.
Fall is here. You know what that means, right?
Yeah, colder weather and yard work, like raking leaves.
But, you know, fall is also the perfect time to get your energy audit from the City of Tallahassee Utilities. That way, you can be sure that your whole home is ready for the cooler weather.
I can't afford that.
Yes, you can. It is a free service. An energy auditor comes to your house at a time that is convenient for you, examines your structure, checks your energy and water systems, and then recommends changes that could save you energy energy, water, and money.
They do all that for free?
Yeah. To help customers even more, the city also offers installation grants and low-interest loans and rebates for Energy Star appliances.
Wow, you can really pile on the savings with the City of Tallahassee. I'm going to call City Utilities today at 891-4968 to schedule my free energy audit.
Oh, and don't forget to check out talgov.com for more information about all the ways the city can help you save energy, water, and money.
Headed to the new Gordos, 'cause Eddie hit a home run just like the old Gordos. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Jeff, I'm sitting right here, man. Why do you always speak about me in the third person?
Loving the new Gordos.
You gotta quit singing, man.
Got the outside deck. When the weather shifts, I'm gonna sit outside at the new Gordos.
Are we ever gonna get there? Can you speed up, please?
Lots of TVs.
1460 Market Street.
Woohoo!
The college football playoff. Who's in? Top-ranked Alabama. Number 4 LSU. It's a primetime showdown in Death Valley.
If Bama wins, turn out the lights. They're back in Atlanta, guaranteed. If you're LSU, you're thinking, we got to get 31, at least.
Alabama, LSU. Saturday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Presented by Dr. Pepper.
Kevin Kugler here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Mike Mayock and I will have the call for a marquee matchup of two of the game's greatest quarterbacks when the Patriots host the Packers. Tom Brady and New England are on a 5-game winning streak, while Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay hope to bounce back from a loss at the Rams. Join us on Sunday night and hear the NFL all season from Westwood One.
Sunday Night Football on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a preview of Thursday Night Football, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Stay ahead of the game. Find an agent at farmers.com. The primetime spotlight moves to the West Coast to start Week 9 with the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Oakland Raiders. San Francisco has suffered a growing injury list, creating a disappointing one-win season so far. Likewise, John Gruden's return to coaching has not gone as planned, but he said this week he sees improvement.
We're going to build this team. We're excited about the players that we have in there. They're working hard. Hopefully Vanderdoes and Ellis, guys that have proven they can play in this league, and hopefully Osemele can come back among some other guys. But we're going to keep grinding, keep working, and keep getting better.
Tom McCarthy and former NFL coach Mike Holmgren have the call on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
Watch your head, Bob, man.
From a massive cactus falling on a home to a deer dancing on a car's hood, we've covered it. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Napa know-how.
The only thing worse than rain and slush on the road is rain and slush on your windshield. Luckily, when you buy a pair of Rain-X wiper blades, you'll get up to $10 off, plus a free bottle of Rain-X 2-in-1 glass cleaner. So clean off the crud with up to $10 off a pair of Rain-X wiper blades and free glass cleaner. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer ends 12/31/18.
From a bear messing up a car interior to a deer damaging a pool liner, we've covered it. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When that moon gets so big and bright, it's a supernatural delight. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Everybody here is out of sight.
Colorado +3 against Arizona. Georgia -9 against Kentucky. Florida State +9. You're damn right I'm taking the Noles +9 against NC State. Don't you dare insult us by acting like NC State's something.
Bend over.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Here's the deal. We're not good. Neither's NC State. Get the hell out of here with that. Give me 9. Give me Duke +9 against Miami. Mark Richt's out here pleading with Miami fans to go to the game. Of course, the game I was at, in which they came back in stunning fashion and upset the Noles, if you will. We'd only call it an upset since they were down 20 in the second half. They booed their own team and threw stuff on the field.
They sure do love to do that, don't they?
It is a hallmark of the Miami fandom. Louisiana Tech +23.5 against Mississippi State. Just saying. West Virginia +2 against Texas. Ohio +3 against Western Michigan. Just saying.
Bend over.
Notre Dame -9.5 against Northwestern. I felt iffy about that, but I don't believe in Northwestern despite their wins. It may be the jersey. It could be the name. I don't know. But every time I watch Northwestern, I go, what are we doing?
Could be their field.
It could just be there's a track and the grass is long. It doesn't look legitimate.
Can't see their cleats when they're running.
I feel like they're the kind of team I would take over if I got the new NCAA game from EA Sports, and I would take them over and I would recruit, I would make sure the ankles were taped really high so that we looked ultra slow. I wanted to add the perception.
I keep lying to myself and saying that
it's going to come back.
No, that Madden is okay, and it just is.
It is better, right?
It's better. The new one I told you a couple weeks ago, it is, and it's smoother. And
I haven't played Madden in years.
It's as close. Well, it's not the new one. It's 18. I have the deal where you can get the last year's one and a bunch of other EA titles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's closer, but it's just not the same. And I keep trying to lie to myself, and then it just hits me. I go, damn it.
This isn't good.
This isn't NCAA.
Anyhow, Notre Dame -9.5 against Northwestern. I'll take Ole Miss and a pick 'em against South Carolina. Tom knows my affinity for at least this season's Ole Miss team.
Yeah.
And Washington State -9.5 against Cal. I did that in part because I don't think I've been more wrong with any two teams this year, week to week, than I have with Washington State and Cal, and they're facing each other. So I thought, well, in honor of just not having any idea what those two teams are, I'll pick a side. Every year there's a team that you know a lot about, inexplicably, that you just, even from afar, like week 1, you just knew. You knew that's what they were. You're like, I know that team. I feel like I know them. This is what they do well. This is what they do poorly. Certain kinds of matchups are going to be good for them against the number.
Yeah, it's usually the teams that play on Thursday or Friday night of week 1 because you're watching that entire game, and you never would otherwise.
No, right. You're like, I know this Tulane team well.
Yeah.
You do. You're like, I've got a feel for Tulsa. I just do. That's true. It's teams like that, right? I've enjoyed Maction this week. I watched on Tuesday.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. Chucking it around the lot. We got 40 whatever to 40 whatever. I'm like, all right, welcome back, Maction.
It's like a bowl season preview.
Boy, last night, did you catch any football last night? There was college football.
There was football last night?
Oh, yeah, college football. Poor college football. It was like Ball State and somebody. But I was flipping around, and it was on. Somebody threw 6 picks, and Desmond Howard was just done. He was like, oh, there's another interception. I mean, Jesus. He was done.
I got to rework my contract, man.
Oh, you can tell. He's like, I'm stuck on Halloween on a Wednesday night watching these sorry slappies out here trying to get a first down in between throwing picks. This is the worst damn game of the year, and this is what I'm stuck doing. This is what I got to do. This is me. I could be in South Florida right now with all of my money, having a lot of fun at a Halloween party, ladies scantily clad, but instead, here I am next to this guy. I don't even know this guy's name. And I'm watching this kid throw his 6th interception, and we're in the 3rd quarter.
And they told me it was just an extra $100,000, Desmond. You just call a few games. You never know. That could be your calling. Or you could just work the desk for College Game Day. Forevermore, you could just work the desk. That's it.
Ooh,
and, of course, I wanted that extra $100,000.
I don't know that I would have ever been in line, and I'm not trying to imply that I would have been in line to do this, but we early on have been kind of connected to Radio College Game Day. And I've been on that set and done that show and talked to those guys on several occasions. Partly because when they first started coming down here, I was starting at ESPN, and you had the Winston controversy, and they would have me on set. And so I was on with Rosillo, and then I was on with Matt Berry, and I've been on with all those guys, right? And I'm not saying that to brag. But I remember thinking, because those guys go every week to another university, and they used to do like 7 hours
every week
of game day, college game day,
Not
on
anymore,
the radio.
but yeah.
And it was always them and what's his face from BYU.
Matic.
Yeah, Trevor Matic, whom I've been on with countless times as well. And we've had I actually like Trevor. We've had arguments and then talked afterwards off the air. And I thought, okay, this is a reasonable dude. We can have a discussion. Now, I mean, he's a bit of a moralist for my taste, but okay, he knows the game, and it's an interesting conversation. I can live with that. At least I know what you are, and you're not hiding from it. We can go back and forth on that. So the thing I would say is that at one point, the producer of that show and I had a good rapport. And I remember thinking, I wonder if I ever pushed for that, could I get it and do it? And then I thought, even if it were so, even if it was something I could do, or, I mean, I could do it, but, I mean, let's say it's a job I could get.
Yes.
I would never do that job. You know how bitter, you're talking about being bitter? Talk about Desmond Howard last night, sounding bitter? That'd be me every Saturday. Oh, 7 hours I'm going to be sitting here in the middle of nowhere while everybody else is enjoying college football, and I got to sit here next to Trevor Matic and talk about Memphis. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough gig, man.
Well, just think about last week. It was crazy. What are you doing here for 3 hours? You're going to fly all the way down from Bristol to Tallahassee.
At least it was 3 hours, though.
It's not like there's a direct flight to Tallahassee, Florida, though.
No, it's
so
difficult.
That means you got to sit in Atlanta or Charlotte.
Drive over
do the
here,
whole
yeah,
thing.
do all the deal.
That's what they made the TV crew do a few years ago.
Yeah.
That was McShay and Sean McDonough and somebody else.
They're talking about their drive together.
Yeah, they had to fly him down to Atlanta, and they put him in a car. That's ridiculous.
They were talking about the drive down, the 4.5 to 5 hour drive down together in the same. So it wasn't like they all got a car. No, they all piling
They had to
into
pile
one.
in. They had to go to the National and be like, "Hey, all right, the ESPN crew's here."
Oh, sweet.
And if they're doing that for the talent, what are they doing for the people working in the truck?
Oh, no, those guys. Forget about it.
Like, we'll give you a per diem.
Here's $50 for gas.
Right.
Make it happen.
$3 a meal. Here you go.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
But I thought about that. I thought, man, that's not what you would push for. You just wouldn't do it.
But you're flying down here to Tallahassee, which it's impossible to get to directly.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to do so to host a 3-hour show while the game's going on inside? Huh? I mean, I get it. They have more of an atmosphere than they thought because we had a lot of people leave around the early portions of the third quarter. So I'm sure they got some flyby people.
I don't know. I think that was a miscalculation. I think they screwed that up completely. There's no reason to have your guys here for 3 hours in a lopsided affair while the game's being played. You have no atmosphere. Nobody's around. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, and why would you even travel as the radio arm of it for 3 hours? Like, for game day TV, I get it. I mean, you got
for
Home
TV,
Depot here, Pizza Hut there, and all this
all
crap.
the money, yeah.
The net jets for Kirk Herbstreit, all that stuff. So you got to sell a lot of money. Or you got to clear a lot of money, clear a lot of ads. But for a 3-hour radio show, you got to come down here and do at least 6, man, to make it worth your while.
But I'm saying that's impossible. I remember thinking as I would listen to that, I mean, I admired that they did that. I mean, but I can't fathom 6, 7 hours. Oh, my God.
Like, we're doing a show from ESPN 1000 next Friday.
Yep, in
which
Chicago.
is going to be awesome. You know why?
I'm excited about that because we're there covering the game.
And we're going to go to the game.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to sit outside Notre Dame Stadium and do a 3-hour show while it's going on.
Good times to be in Chicago next week. And any last-second plans you may have, GameDayExcursions.com to do it up right. Make your way over there. Do it up, man.
If you have everything done except for what am I going to do on Saturday? They have tailgate party tickets. So you can just buy tickets to the tailgate party.
Just the tailgate.
And it's over 10,000 square feet of tent space. And they've got heaters and everything all set, along with a banquet's amount of food and plenty of beer.
Got me thinking about the banquet beer. I was thinking about the snub-nosed bottle of
Oh,
Coors.
yeah. Maybe we'll have one in Wrigleyville next week. What do you think?
We'll have other stuff in Wrigleyville. I'll take it.
It's only one round. There will be more rounds.
No, I can't wait. I'll show you some things. I've been there a million times. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun, sir. I should mention this hour because I'm going to talk about it. I want to talk about it in the 5 o'clock hour. I'll save it for that. But I didn't begin the show by noting this. I am aware that Hall of Famer Willie McCovey passed yesterday, and so rest in peace, Willie McCovey. But I have a longer kind of thing I want to talk about later in the show on Willie McCovey. So you baseball people saying, hey, McCovey died. I got you. I know Willie McCovey died. I'm not ignoring the fact that, unfortunately, Willie McCovey passed at the age of 80 years old, the gentle giant, the superstar that really kind of for a long time carried that franchise. He gets overshadowed because of Bonds and others, but he...
Who most embodies your innocence of childhood in each sport? Like, which player for the big four, big three for you?
Two people in pro football, Leroy Selman and Roger Staubach.
Mm-hmm.
Those two. I might even... I would say Leroy Selman and... Leroy Selman, I'm going to name 4 players. Leroy Selman, Doug Williams, Tony Dorsett, and Roger Staubach. And then in baseball... weirdly, and I'll explain this in the 5 o'clock hour, to some degree, Willie McCovey, because he was my dad's favorite player, but also, for me, it's Willie Stargell. It's always been Willie Stargell, and you know how.
NBA? You have one? Or did you like that later in life?
Dennis Johnson in the NBA, the guard for the Celtics, and also Seattle, amongst others. I always loved DJ. I was a huge Dennis Johnson fan. And when he passed away not long ago, I think we were on the air. I was sad to hear him pass or read about him passing because he wasn't that old. But, yeah, Dennis Johnson was – I loved DJ in the 80s, early 80s. I also really liked I really liked Kevin McHale, but because of his game was just so versatile. But DJ was one of my favorite players. And then baseball, I just told you the NFL.
You don't have a hockey one, I can't imagine.
Not in my youth, no, because Florida didn't have a hockey team. There was no, so I mean, I watched and I thought it was a cool sport, but I don't know. I didn't look at it the way that. Now my brother Aaron, who's this is a long story, but he's from Massachusetts, and we adopted him years later and all this other stuff. He grew up a lifelong Bruins fan, and he knew hockey backwards and forwards, so he was kind of the guy that would educate me on hockey, you know.
For me, Mario Lemieux, because we did have a hockey team, and when Pittsburgh came to town, that was a big damn deal. But it was Ken Griffey Jr., in basketball, it was Patrick Ewing and or Charlie Ward, because Charlie from the Knowles connection.
Yeah, okay.
Warwick Dunn was the man. Warwick Dunn was the hero, the guy. And then
now,
I've got
a slew of Knowles if we're doing that, but you're talking about their professional career.
Well, yes. I mean, he was a hero of mine, then he became a Buck, and so it was just this, grace period of from about age 7 or 8 all the way through 12, 13. He was just the guy. And football... Oddly enough, I don't think I've ever told you this, but Brett Favre, anytime he was on TV, I would watch Brett Favre play.
Impossible not to.
Well, he was in the division, so the Bucs would see him twice a year. But Green Bay they just had this mystique about
him.
The
Bucs and Packers actually had a little rivalry. Yeah,
they did, and that was so cool that we worked up to that, to where we were kind of on level footing with Green Bay, which was awesome in the late '90s under Tony Dungy.
Unfortunately, in the '80s, that was known as the Bay of Pigs.
Yes, you told me that, which is just I can't fathom that.
Oh, it was awful.
My first football memories are terrible, Tampa Bay, the hat you're wearing. But, I mean, it's not long after that we get really good really quickly. But my mom made me go to bed when Green Bay was playing New England in the Super Bowl, and I had a Sony Watchman. Remember the Walkman? But I had the Watchman.
You had the Watchman. I forgot about the
gray
Watchman.
Screen. It was like a 2-inch television. And I watched it on Fox, I think it was, that night.
You saw the aforementioned Desmond Howard return for a touchdown. Yeah.
I snuck that in, and the confetti rained, and I was guessing what color it was because it was in black and white.
It's cool that you had access to, at any point in your young life here, a black and white anything, because the TV in my room was black and white, and I've told the story numerous times on air that when I was trying to sneak and watch music performances or Solid Gold, it was always in black and white, and ridiculous. It's a tiny little television. I would sit in my room and do play-by-play and color for Monday Night Football, and I have a tape of me doing the play-by-play and color on the night that Joe Theismann snapped his leg against the Giants. And I'm doing both parts in my room.
Did you start crying because of the replay?
I did not start crying. I hated both teams, so I was sort of indifferent. Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Business of Sports Report. I'm Michael Barr. Tennis star Roger Federer says he made a quick decision not to play in an exhibition match in Saudi Arabia. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is at the center of an international controversy after journalist Jamal Khashoggi, who had criticized his regime, was murdered at the Saudi embassy in Istanbul. Friday's WWE event in Saudi Arabia has also seen several stars, including John Cena, withdraw from it. The New York Jets have signed an official gaming partnership with MGM Resorts. The integrated multi-year deal includes Jets 360 Productions studio entitlement and play-along predictive game I Called It. MGM Resorts Chairman and CEO Jim Murin says, "We could not be more excited to join with the New York Jets for a first-of-its-kind partnership in the NFL. MGM Resorts will also sponsor and receive access to the Jets 360 Production Studio at Atlantic Health Jets Training Center." And that is a Bloomberg Business of Sports report. I'm Michael Barr.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high-commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-519-TERM. 866-519-TERM. 866-519-TERM.
Hey guys, is it time to get your hair in the game? Time to claim your spot! Then it's time to check in online at sportclips.com/check-in for a fresh cut, legendary hot steam towel and massaging shampoo. So do your hair a favor by checking in online and arrive just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV. Get in line online at sportclips.com/check-in. Time to claim your spot!
At Sport Clips Haircuts, we're on a mission to help our veterans with their education. In 2013, we established the VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero Scholarship Program. With the help of your generous donations, we've raised nearly $5 million and awarded more than 1,000 scholarships across the country. Visit Sport Clips today and help a hero. And on Veterans Day, November 11th, Sport Clips will donate an additional $1 for every haircut we give. Help us continue this honorable mission.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Scherer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a preview of Thursday Night Football, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Stay ahead of the game. Find an agent at farmers.com. The primetime spotlight moves to the West Coast to start Week 9 with the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Oakland Raiders. San Francisco has suffered a growing injury list, creating a disappointing one-win season so far. Likewise, John Gruden's return to coaching has not gone as planned, but he said this week he sees improvement.
We're going to build this team. We're excited about the players that we have in there. They're working hard. Hopefully Vanderdoes and Ellis, guys that have proven they can play in this league, and hopefully Assembly can come back among some other guys. But we're going to keep grinding, keep working, and keep getting better.
Tom McCarthy and former NFL coach Mike Holmgren have the call on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
When it comes to vehicle safety, having poor visibility is a risk not worth taking. Get set for this fall's weather by visiting your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store during the See Better, Drive Safer sale. You'll find deals on name brand headlights, wiper blades, and everything you need to see better and drive safer. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Know someone who'd like a power tool for Christmas? Get a Ryobi Combo Kit now at the Home Depot at a new lower price of $99. That'll save you $50. Get a Ryobi 18-volt ONE+ drill and impact driver kit with 2 lithium-ion batteries that power over 125 Ryobi tools for $99. And get an early start on the holidays. This is how you take care of your Christmas shopping list. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through January 23rd.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
To Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Thanks for tuning to it. Hope you're well on this Redemption Thursday. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. You want to email the show, you can. It's jcs@979ESPNradio.com. You can find me on Twitter at @JCameronShow. While you're there, follow at 979 ESPN Radio and Periscope the program. Yeah, it's always fun. Like, hey, baby, we're going to Periscope tonight. On YouTube, it's ESPN. Yeah. On YouTube, it's ESPN Tallahassee, and that's where we're at. Did you read Ira's piece on Coburn?
Yes, yeah. I know that Ira, and I saw that they did a joint interview with the Democrat, but Ira always gets those interviews with the higher-ups, and every time they come out, I got to read them. And it was interesting. I think there were 2 parts to it. There was the main part on the finances of Florida State and where we are and where we're going, and then he had little one-hitter comments on Willie Taggart, the baseball situation, and one other little thing, which I can't remember at this time.
Yeah, this is a situation that if you're kind of connected there, you look at that. The finances part is what scares everybody, but I would only argue that Florida State has been a program that has done more with less for a long time, so it's not surprising once every 5 to 10 years that I've been on the air. I'll let you know that I've been on the air too long, or not too long, but a long time. Some would say, yes, too long, but no, that we go through these crises. We go through these, well, how are we going to compete with the big boys? What are we going to do? Our financial outlook is not nearly as rosy as it is at other places and other Power 5 conferences. And I've always said, well, but it never has been, and we've always just done more with less. We've found ways to win games regardless, and I think that's still going to be true, partly because of where we are, cachet, tradition, all those things, and how much is enough to be able to compete. We do have enough in the coffers to be able to compete. It's just that every now and then we got to rein it in, and there's no getting around the fact that the previous regime overspent. And they're way over budget, and so I was aware last year that the increasing concern regarding ticket sales was something that was eventually going to catch up to this group. See, this is the deal. We haven't been playing good football in a long time. The level of support and enthusiasm for Florida State has been lukewarm for Florida State football for several seasons now. Very little enthusiasm for last year. Your biggest game was in Atlanta. They screwed you.
That's what I'm saying. That
screwed you out of
matters
your
too.
home game. Of course it does. I mean, Coburn talked about how it was a tough year, and this is a tough year too. And next year is going to be a real challenge because the schedule stinks. You got to go over to Jacksonville to watch Boise State, which is garbage. And I don't mean Boise State. I mean Jacksonville, and I don't mean the city or the people. I mean, it's just dumb to give that game away to Jacksonville. But anyhow, we give a game away every year, usually the most exciting one we're going to play. Oh, just ship it on over to Dallas. Let's go over to Atlanta. Let's go over to Orlando to play Ole Miss. So, look, if that was going to be such a financial windfall, then why then are we cutting budget years later? Where's all that extra money we got for playing Alabama and Atlanta?
Looks like from reading the article is that we did make more money. It didn't matter. We just spent that much more.
Oh, we did. Yes. And then we lost 6 games. And so spending no more money and not winning football games and having people grow weary of committing and not feeling an attachment to the program like they do when they're winning becomes a problem. You got to sell tickets at the end of the day. You got to sell tickets, and you got to get people excited about football. And right now, they're not real excited about football. And next year, they may be even less excited because the home schedule's garbage.
Yeah, we're in some dark times here, but it looks like this is the person for the job for 2 reasons. Number one, he's not afraid to cut a budget, which isn't always a bad thing. I think we talked about that, probably 3 weeks ago, a month ago. Just because they're cutting the budget doesn't mean that that's a bad idea or a bad move. It's something to set us back up to succeed in the long term. But the second advantage is his relationship with the boosters. And whether or not you want to put all the blame on Jimbo, all of the blame on the boosters for not doing what Jimbo wanted, or somewhere in between, that relationship needed to get better. It had to get better. And it looks like this is the guy who can deal with Andy Miller because they were classmates here at Florida State.
Well, this is a money guy. They're not going to be in a hurry to replace him. It's also really difficult to get somebody to come in given the situation with the boosters. That's not a knock on the boosters. It's just a unique situation we have at Florida State. And athletic directors that come in and don't have total autonomy are tough to bring in. I mean, are tough to find. Good ones anyhow, elite ones. And so it's, I think they're going to have a tall task here. But I would say this, what most everybody cares about is how's football going to be? Well, the recruiting budget hasn't been touched. Nothing's been touched in terms of the football budget. So that's all that really matters.
Yeah, but here's my question, and I think it's one that's on the minds of a lot of Noel fans right now. If you have to make some changes at assistant coach positions, in what position are we financially to do so? And how much money can we spend on replacements? Because you're going to have to pay people to walk.
Yeah, you would. I would think I would think you could do it. You could suffer that initial setback of cutting ties because the long-term goal is to win football games and sell season tickets and get that up. And to do that, you got to win games. And if this is part of that bigger picture.
Well, I think the desire would be there. Absolutely, the desire would be there. But, how much money do we have to work with? That could still just be a fact. And it's like, well, I want to do this, Willie, but you need somebody, you're telling me, for $400K, and I got $250. So you're going to have to make $250 work. I just wonder if we're in that type of situation, if indeed Willie Taggart wants to make a change or two to his staff heading into year 2.
Well, they're trying to get on solid financial footing, and it makes perfect sense to do all of that, especially if you have been irresponsible the last few years. So you got to make that right, and then you can kind of reassess where you're at and move forward from there. In the interim, they got to hope that there's an uptick in performance that reignites enthusiasm in college football, in Florida State football, and gets people to starting to commit again. And that's what they were hoping would happen this year. It's what we were all hoping that would happen this year. People had soured on Florida State football under Jimbo Fisher. He was off-putting and difficult to deal with, plus he lost a lot of games the last couple of years, so 9 the last 2. That's pathetic. And so when you're in that situation, you got to understand it's going to be a slow build. I mean, you can't just turn it around overnight anyhow, and that's what nobody wants to hear or talk about, and it certainly doesn't help ticket sales. So, damn, man, I hate it. But I just know that one of the things that we all feel such great pride in as Noles is that we've been able to win 3 national championships despite not having near the same amount of money that the University of Florida does and that so many others in college football have had, nor the cachet or tradition or history of those programs. I guess history, tradition, one and the same to some extent. But, I mean, we've been able to do that. And if you look at the athletic department as a whole, the softball team wins a national championship. The volleyball team plays for a national championship. The basketball team goes to the Elite Eight. On and on and on we go. The tennis team, unprecedented success. The golf team continues to churn out great players and have success, including currently, having the number 1 player in the world as a Nole. I mean, this is a program. The baseball team is a perennial power. We like them to be better and more consistent and find a way to get back out to Omaha on a regular basis, but there's no denying the successes year in and year out. So we have found a way, regardless. And I do think that at some point, there will be a slight uptick, not a huge windfall with the ACC network, but they're going to get a little bit more money, and that's another good thing.
Go back to the conversation we had with then wide receivers coach Lawrence Dawsey on the golf course about coaching at LSU versus coaching at Florida State.
Before we won the national championship in 2013, he was talking about how many years away we were from being on par with an LSU, given their financial commitments and fan base and passion and history and all that. And LSU, mind you, a traditional school, of course, but nobody looks at them as a elite superpower in college football. Certainly, I think most people would look at the 2 universities and say Florida State is higher end.
And yet he said we are 20 years away from having the kind of money they do. But the problem is that was before the SEC network was bringing in that much more money than we are right now. And they will continue to bring in more money than the ACC network when those two are cutting checks in the same fiscal year. So that's the problem, is you're really, really lagging behind. Short of having an alum, strike oil somewhere, I don't know where we're going to get more chunks of money, where we're going to get that gap closed quickly without winning first. Winning seems to have to come first here in order for people to shell out. But at least people are raising money for the football standalone facility left and right.
It's happening. The things you need to be able to compete and be on par with those in your conference, like Clemson, it's all happening. So there you go. Listen, at the end of the day, I will tell you this. There's not a coach on earth, certainly not over there at Florida State, that's ever happy to hear about budget cuts. So you're going to get pushback and blowback and frustration and people expressing that no matter what.
I think one of the great things about this athletic department is we've had coaches at a lot of positions, head positions, for a long, long time. It's like a fraternity over there. Think about Sue Semrau, Krikorian, obviously Mike Martin, he's entering his last year. Trey Jones has been here forever. Obviously Brayman's been gone. He's come back to the track. Dwayne Holtquist, our tennis coach. I mean, you could go on and on. We've had long-standing traditions of coaches being here for a long time. Bobby Bowden was just like the front man for the athletic department, but that's what we have here as a reality, and I wonder how real the possibility is that some of them are just going to say, no mas, man. With these budget cuts, I'm trying to live in an era and a place of excellence, and you're making me work with what?
The first
pennies on the dollar?
I think the first place I would look and think that it's a very real possibility is the women's soccer team in Krikorian. I would think that he would be a guy that, and I'm not encouraging this, and I hope he doesn't, but I could understand if he left. He's won a national championship.
We go to college cups all the damn time. We won a national title.
We're one of the most elite programs in the world of soccer in all the country, You're
telling me Jimbo's private jet has outdone what?
Yeah.
Years and years and years of proof, like actual proof on the pitch.
Well, the difference is, of course, that financially football can make you money and women's soccer cannot. So, I mean, that's just the reality of that situation. And the difference is, though, I would say that if you're going to overspend, if you're Jimbo and you're going to do all of that and have the Jets, you better win games.
Right. I hope it's not the case either, but I wonder, as interim director Coburn was recommending these cuts in order to save our, ass in the long term, he wondered, am I conceding somebody in this athletic program? Is what I'm doing right now going to cost me a really good coach?
One thing to note, and this is true of all athletic departments or really any sizable group, I guess I would say, whether it's a business or whatever department you want to name, there's always waste. There's always waste, and when you're up against it, when your ass is in the jackpot, Tom, and you really get down to the nitty-gritty and start looking at where you're spending money and on what, and is it the best use of your money, you can always find areas and room to cut and still be able to excel in the areas that you care most about. I'm not going to call out any one sport or coach, but there are some things over there that if they went away, I don't think anybody would care except for the people in that sport or that coach certainly who would no longer have a job. I can think of a couple.
Wow. Well, color me interested to ask you off the air.
Well, I think if you think about it for a second, there are a few sports that if they went away, people would just, well, that's a damn shame. Especially ones in particular that we've never been any good at all, like even a little bit. That should give it away. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Crying on, hear me plead, yeah.
Are you needing to sell but feel your home has a challenging circumstance? Joe Manassa helps people like you every day. Alfred and Deborah purchased their Quail Court dream home with Joe Manassa Real Estate. After about a year, they realized they wanted to relocate to South Carolina to be closer to their son, who's in the Air Force. Once again, they hired Joe and the Manassa team. Concerned that their home's somewhat remote location would result in it sitting on the market, they didn't know what to expect. No problem for Joe and his team. Thanks to their pre-marketing efforts and the company's exclusive Coming Soon Homes website, they were able to match a buyer who was looking for just that circumstance. Joe secured a full-price offer in no time. Alfred and Deborah are able to move closer to their son. Joe guarantees to sell your home at a price and deadline you can agree to, or he'll have it bought for cash. Call Joe to find out more about this phenomenal program. Not only that, working with Joe doesn't obligate you to anything. If he isn't doing his job, he'll let you out of the contract free and clear. But don't worry, that never happens because Joe sells homes quickly and for top dollar. Call Joe Manassa today, 850-888-0888. That's 850-888-0888. Or online at Manassa.com. That's MANAUSA.com. And start packing.
Looking for a new place to watch your favorite sporting events? Hobbit American Grill with 3 locations to choose from. Just show them your stub. That's right, your ticket stub from any local sporting event for $1 pints and $3 crafts. BOGO Mondays every Monday with 50% off specials. Like or follow on Facebook to get all the details. PS4 tourneys, trivia, karaoke, darts, and more. Lots of daily lunch specials under $8. Happy hour specials daily and happy hour all day on Friday. The Hobbit American Grill.
Fall is here. You know what that means, right?
Yeah, colder weather and yard work, like raking leaves.
But, you know, fall is also the perfect time to get your energy audit from the City of Tallahassee Utilities. That way, you can be sure that your whole home is ready for the cooler weather.
I can't afford that.
Yes, you can. It is a free service. An energy auditor comes to your house at a time that is convenient for you, examines your structure, checks your energy and water systems, and then recommends changes that could save you energy, water, and money.
They do all that for free?
Yeah. To help customers even more, the city also offers installation grants and low-interest loans and rebates for Energy Star appliances.
Wow, you can really pile on the savings with the City of Tallahassee. I'm going to call City Utilities today at 891-4968 to schedule my free energy audit.
Oh, and don't forget to check out talgov.com for more information about all the ways the city can help you save energy, water, and money.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 4400 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 4400.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. It's Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean, why is this so hard? At ADT, we DIFY, do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection.
Saturday, it's a Big Ten showdown as Shea Patterson and the Michigan Wolverines host Trace McSorley and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Hi, this is Ryan Radke of Westwood One. Join Jim Miller and me live at 3:15 p.m. Eastern from Ann Arbor for all the action. Will the Wolverines remain undefeated in conference play, or will the Nittany Lions steal one in the Big House? Tune in to find out. It's Michigan and Penn State. If it's NCAA football, it's right here.
On 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
You're listening to The Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
At Jake Cameron Show names his favorite NFL players from his youth: Leroy Selman, Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, and Doug Williams. My son chimes in and says, I've never heard of those first three guys. Did they play in the 50s? That hurts. That hurts.
Not too far off.
Very far off, sir. Very far off. Into the 80s, damn it. But, yeah. That's more and more. I always Mario's hurt because I didn't mention the track team again about the successful components of the athletic
I mentioned
department.
the coach, so
You did.
There you go. Brownie points for me.
I didn't mention women's basketball, and I should have. They win a lot.
Basketball.
Minnesota. I haven't thought about that in a while.
We should do a segment on the Golden Gophers basketball team just so we can do that.
Just so we can say that?
Basketball.
Minnesota.
Maybe we should flip it around so it's like, a Minnesota basketball promo.
Minnesota.
Basketball.
We could have fun with it. Just like I can't wait, and it's the first time in a long while that I can tell you that two teams that I'm fairly indifferent about are facing off against one another in the NFL, and I'm pumped to watch it like it's must-see TV, and that is Rams-Saints, baby. That's exciting.
Light up the scoreboard.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Hope your dot matrix board is working.
Who you got tonight, Oakland or San Francisco? Dun, 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 dun.
I'd take Oakland because San Francisco doesn't know who their quarterback is going to be yet. There are reports this morning that C.J. Beathard is a 50-50 shot to play.
Who do they got behind him?
Some guy named McSomething.
It would be awesome if his name was Randy. I don't know why, and then my computer's talking now. Don't you think
it's not a War Chant ad, is it? One of those sneaky little War Chant adult ads?
That was hilarious where that was happening for the better part of a year. I would type in War Chant, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what? This is crazy. No.
That's not how you spell War Chant.
I didn't know. I don't know why I think that's funny, but if San Francisco's third-string quarterback, if his name was Randy Smith. Randy Smith getting the start tonight for San Francisco. First career start for Randy. I think it's so perfect. They're so inconsequential.
He looks like he could have been in Charlottesville you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Tiki torch. Oakland at San Fran. I'll take San Fran, even if Randy is starting tonight. And then I went through the rest of these, and Kansas City at Cleveland has us befuddled. How in the world is that only 8.5? Are we looking at something wrong here on a Redemption Thursday?
That's what the Vegas is telling you.
Vegas is like, hey, boys, don't look now, but you're going to be shocked when you look up this Sunday, and we're looking at 30-21 with about 6 to play. Cleveland has the ball in the 30. You're going, what is going on? Kansas City's going to win, and I'm going to lose the cover. I took Colorado +3 against Arizona, Georgia -9 against Kentucky. I took our beloved Noles against NC State +9, and I am excited to watch James Blackman play quarterback. I think that we'll see improvements in the areas where we have been so very frustrated, and that would be the quarterback keeping and running the football when it's afforded the opportunity.
Percentage chance we win the game. What do you think?
Oh, gosh. It's weird. I didn't pick us to win. I did pick us to cover. I'm getting the 9. I feel like we lose by a touchdown. And so, when you're thinking that you're going to lose by a touchdown, you're a turnover away from making that a really interesting proposition.
It's funny you say that. So I'm assuming somewhere in the 40s then, like 40, 42, 45%?
Yeah, somewhere close to 50-50, yeah.
Percentage chance we win the game if James Blackman does not turn the ball over in the first quarter. That means he gets out the gate, there are no jitters or there's no rust or anything like that.
You think we're going to get after the passer? You think we're going to get to him? He gets the ball out of his hands so fast. I
don't think we have a chance to. I think he'll sit back and cover. Harlan's shown that he can drop 8 or 7 in coverage and be just fine doing that. I think he's going to trust his front to get there. I mean, Brian Burns, if he's going to get home, he's going to get home fast. There's no sense in bringing extra bodies.
Yeah. What was Brian Burns' stat line against Clemson?
I don't remember.
I'm just, I don't remember him either, and I was wondering about that. I'm not, people think,
yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's like 100% that's what it sounds like.
Sure it does. We need to check that. I didn't. He certainly wasn't one of the guys that I would call out for not hustling.
No,
he did
hustle.
Hustle. Yeah, he's playing hard. That's not what I'm insinuating in any way. I just didn't remember what it was. But the rest of the line looked like this. I took Duke +9 against Miami. I took Louisiana Tech +23.5 against Mississippi State. West Virginia +2 against Texas. Ohio +3 against Western Michigan. Notre Dame -9.5 against Northwestern. Ole Miss and a pick'em against South Carolina. And Washington State -9.5 against Cal. Didn't like a single NFL game this week. I did think perhaps, maybe, as I lean here, Houston over Denver. If you make me do it, give me Houston over Denver.
Okay, so we have Brian Burns credited with 1 assist tackle, so 1 tackle assist, and 1 quarterback hit.
Is that right?
That's it.
So those are my picks. Oh, man. Follow up this real quick while I'm up.
The anger in your eye when you heard that stat line.
It wasn't anger. It was acknowledgement of what I watched on Saturday. At Jay Cameron Show, do you think that James Blackman starting signals a return to the Greg Carr / Dakota Fag circus with some of the upperclassmen, notably one suspended at wide receiver? No.
I was here for that part of Florida State history.
Yeah, you saw Dakota Fag go down the sideline for a touchdown to win the game against Nick Saban in Alabama over in Jacksonville, Florida, baby. Yes, you did, didn't you?
I don't know that I remember that storyline all that well. Might have been that we were in the lost decade and I was an undergrad.
There were a lot of storylines, a lot of hints and rumors and thoughts of dysfunction and frustration and all of that. You can harken back to any one of those seasons and name a guy and say, does this remind you of this era of football, And
2 words, Lewis Givens. There you go.
Oh, wow,
Remember Lewis Givens?
I forgot about that. Tiny and fast.
Good kick returner, and then he turned into a good slot receiver, worked his way all the way up.
We had a lot of guys that you actually ended up kind of falling in love with just because they were unheralded and and those were the kinds of guys we could get. And
it was like
they
Lewis
worked hard and
Givens,
found their way.
Taiwan Easterling.
I like
Burt
Taiwan.
Reed.
Taiwan Easterling was a baseball player.
And Taiwan had good body control.
Yeah.
Back of the end zone. I remember he had a toe tap. Pretty impressive.
Well, remember Goodman ended up going to the Chargers and actually playing and getting in games.
Richard Goodman, Rod Old School Owens.
Fast.
He had the 98-yard touchdown against
North Carolina.
North Carolina on a Thursday night.
He was fast. I just remember that nobody liked Rod Old School Owens more than Bob over at FSU, man. Bob loved him some Rod Owens. He talked about him incessantly. I would always be like, Bob, kind of sucks. No, he's great.
That was me and Todrick Verdell. I love Todrick.
If you're listening, Todrick, Tom has your back, baby.
Huge fan.
We all have a guy.
He was a uniform all-star.
Well, we all have a guy that played that when Florida State's operating at peak efficiency would never play, but we just liked him. I like that guy.
I loved Mr. Alexander.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Well, yeah, and he was actually really athletic. And
he laid out Perry Jones, that sleepy nooner up at Virginia.
Damn right he did. Get you some Perry Jones. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Last-minute plans made easy. Head to GameDayExcursions.com today for a premium Chicago to South Bend experience. VIP parties, a bottomless mimosa and Bloody Mary Saturday reception, premium charter bus service, and fully stocked tailgate with inclusive beer and food. Head to GameDayExcursions.com today and use promo code JCS for $10 off each ticket.
Hi, this is Ed West, Capital City Bank Market President for Leon County. Just like we do for our hometown teams, the Eagles, Rattlers, and Seminoles, our bankers are rooting for you. With personal checking accounts that include a Visa debit card with chip technology and mobile banking access, we'll always have your back at home and on the road. At Capital City Bank, we're more than your bank. We're your bankers and your biggest fans. Visit ccbg.com/checking to open your account today.
Member FDIC. Message and data rates may apply. Ask a banker for details.
Well, hello, Eddie. It is always good to see you, sir.
Hey, look at you over here, Jeff.
Bumpus is a good place, and we got the news out there that you were opening Bumpus, but what they don't know, you got something different every day of the week, and now that the games are being played, there's a special for everything.
Oh, my goodness, Jeff. The specials we got during game times. We got 75-cent wings, $3 domestics, $5 craft drafts.
That's well done. $7 premiums, $3 wells. What do you got for, say, a Monday Night Football game?
Monday all day long, Jeff. We do a full rack of ribs special. Half rack, $8.95. Full rack, $12.95.
With a side.
With a side.
I saw it was written there. I had to say it. By the way, do you have something for a Tuesday?
Dude, Tuesday, Taco Tuesdays. Any tacos, $10 with a drink and a side.
It's a good deal. Anything
Wednesdays.
for Wednesdays?
Oh, my goodness. Wednesdays. What a Wednesday special. We got a burger and a beer for $12. And if you so choose, add a bourbon for $3.
Okay, so Bumpus has a lot of things going on for the games. Most importantly, those TVs, delicious food, and a special every day of the week. Bumpus!
Local 349.
Don't just listen to The Jeff Cameron Show. Watch it live. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Live weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Head to ESPNTallahassee.com today to watch live or catch up on demand. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Brought to you by Nice Tire and Auto, your trusted Goodyear dealer.
Nice Tire and Auto, just minutes away from FSU campus.
I give to you easy laundry service from my friends at Wash Around the Clock. Oh, buddy, this is a game changer. If you're like me, your life is hectic. Between work, school, your kids' sporting events, and activities, well, it leaves you precious little time to kick back and take a load off. About the last thing you want to do is hours of laundry, but there it sits, staring at you, taunting. No more. That's right, more watching, less washing. Save hours of valuable time when you sign up not doing laundry with easy laundry service from Wash Around the Clock. Whether it's dry cleaning or just plain laundry, Wash Around the Clock's easy laundry service will pick up and deliver at your home or office. So sign up for free today at easylaundry.net, or you can give them a call, 850-597-9007. Again, sign up today at easylaundry.net. Oh, and by the way, I got you. Use promo code JCS20 and save 20%. That's promo code JCS20. You're saving 20% on your first order. That's easylaundry.net from Wash Around the Clock.
Selling your home? Looking to buy? Go to Manasa.com now. Joe Manasa Real Estate.
The college football playoff. Who's in? Top-ranked Alabama. Number 4 LSU. It's a primetime showdown in Death Valley.
If Bama wins, turn out the lights. They're back in Atlanta, guaranteed. If you're LSU, you're thinking, we got to get 31. Hey, at least.
Alabama, LSU. Saturday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Presented by Dr. Pepper.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a preview of Thursday Night Football, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Stay ahead of the game. Find an agent at farmers.com. The primetime spotlight moves to the West Coast to start Week 9 with the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Oakland Raiders. San Francisco has suffered a growing injury list, creating a disappointing one-win season so far. Likewise, John Gruden's return to coaching has not gone as planned, but he said this week he sees improvement.
We're going to build this team. We're excited about the players that we have in there. They're working hard. Hopefully Vanderdoes and Ellis, guys that have proven they can play in this league, and hopefully Osemele can come back among some other guys. But we're going to keep grinding, keep working, and keep getting better.
Tom McCarthy and former NFL coach Mike Holmgren have the call on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Tallahassee's sports monster.
When it comes to vehicle safety, having poor visibility is a risk not worth taking. Get set for this fall's weather by visiting your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store during the See Better, Drive Safer sale. You'll find deals on name brand headlights, wiper blades, and everything you need to see better and drive safer. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Know someone who'd like a power tool for Christmas? Get a Ryobi combo kit now at the Home Depot at a new lower price of $99. That'll save you $50. Get a Ryobi 18-volt 1+ drill and impact driver kit with 2 lithium-ion batteries that power over 125 Ryobi tools for $99. And get an early start on the holidays. This is how you take care of your Christmas shopping list. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through January 23rd.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Hello. Let's do this thing, Tom. I understand that there is a vision check in our future, and I am ready to take that check. Let's do it. There is no check. There is nothing forthcoming.
This bad boy is frozen.
Today has been that day. Today has been a bad day.
My glasses. I can't see anything without my glasses.
That call.
Now open your eyes.
My glasses. I can't see without my glasses.
My glasses. I can't be seen without my glasses.
That is absolutely horrendous.
I don't believe this call is accurate.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Man, I can see.
It's time for the vision check.
As brought to you by our friends at the Law Office of Jose Fernandez. They don't get paid until you do. The Law Office of Jose Fernandez, offices Miami, Tallahassee. All right. Well, it's a little bit of a park your ass Saturday to some extent, if that's what we're going to do from a vision check standpoint, Tom. I think that it's a good weekend. We got lucky. If you want to go through, what do you want? You want to go ranked? You want to go ranked versus ranked, Power 5 versus Power 5? You want to go weeknight games starting tonight? Where do you want to go?
I think the top 25 schedule in general, what ESPN begs you to look at instead of looking at conference slate or
By
FBS.
the way, don't they? Every
they
time,
do.
and you know it's a consistent complaint of mine. It bothers me every time. I click schedule. They're like, oh, only these teams exist. No!
But this week, I think they're right because there are some top 25 matchups that feature, let's say, a top 10 team. They're not playing a ranked opponent, but they could certainly go down this week. I think there's 2 or 3 of those.
By the way, were you aware that UCF plays tonight?
I was not aware UCF plays
tonight.
tonight.
Temple is at UCF tonight.
That's a good game. Temple's not bad.
No, Temple's not terrible, and they could make that a game, and I damn well hope that they do because at 7:30 tonight, there ain't jack on, so I'm ready to go. Let's get it on. Let's do this thing. Come on, UCF. Sounded oddly sexual as well. Every now and then I do that.
That one, too. Yeah, you're right. Replaying that in my mind. There you go. Wouldn't have noted that. Would have gone right over my head.
Well, I'm not going to ignore my Friday night matchup, Tom, just for this. Oh, that's a top 25 game because Virginia's in it. So here comes Virginia. Better?
It's not bad.
Not terrible. I had to spike. You either got to go down or I got to go up. I got to do something like that. We got to figure this out.
Well, when you start with the here and I'm not there,
then
it's
tough
hard
to get
because
insane.
then you've only got a couple of syllables.
It's true. It's not like we're Lennon and McCartney. We haven't been doing that for
not
years.
in that regard.
Not in that regard.
In
so many others, though, I agree.
Regard,
By the way, Friday night, Colorado at Arizona.
Ooh. We're also Lennon and McCarthy when it comes to
McCartney.
Did I say McCarthy?
You did.
McCarthyism.
Yeah, no, but the opposite.
He would have been very scared of Lennon. Very scared. Let me tell you.
Yes, he would have. Yes.
Lennon McCartney when it comes to golf cart management. You know.
We
are simpatico on the golf course.
Yeah, we've got that. That's since day one.
That's easy breezy stuff right there.
You don't want to drive, and I do. So that makes everything perfect.
Exactly.
Like,
I would,
yeah.
but,
no.
Whenever I feel like it, that's usually when you take your wedge and putter and you say, all right, go ahead. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Oh, good, I get to drive
a little
this one.
breeze here.
Yeah. Well, that's usually when I'm walking it off. It's a little bit of frustration. Let me think about this for a second.
I'm going to go up to the green.
Yeah.
I'll see you at the green.
I'll see you at the green. I'm going to gather myself. By the way, Louisville is a 39-point underdog this weekend as we do the vision check. 39 points. Clemson just, 39 points. Good Lord.
The video consumer's got a good.
Just, what are we doing? I'm oddly intrigued by Nebraska, Ohio State. Come on, admit you are too. There's a little of this feeling of a drain circling going on
Well,
here.
it's not going to be one that I check in on unless the bottom line tells me I should start checking in on it.
By the way, it's a Pam Ward special. Little Pam Ward special. Who would have thought two proud programs, the power of Nebraska and Ohio State, would be on at a noon hour? Beth Moe and Pam Ward special. There we are. That's what we got going on here. All right, Texas A&M at Auburn, also a nooner. I'll watch.
The Jimbo special.
I would do it. And you know my aforementioned pick'em with Ole Miss and South Carolina's a nooner. How could it not be? Had to be. It is. Michigan State at Maryland, which, by the way, how on point were we yesterday? I'm like, this can't not work. This will not work. What are they doing?
Maybe,
and then, I get off the show and they fire him.
Maybe the regents were listening to the show and they're like,
that dude's right. What were we doing?
There's no angle here. We don't have an angle.
It doesn't make any sense what we were thinking. This is never going to work. As an aside, since we're doing the vision check, I will note, because I actually am intrigued, we do have Air Force at Army. All right.
What time is that?
Noon.
All right.
That's right. West Point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We should start angling. We got to do it. Got to do it. Okay, so not a lot for your noon slate there. I just kind of went through there. But then we get a bunch of ranked teams starting around 3 o'clock. Here we go. Let's start with Georgia and Kentucky. Oh, yeah. 2 top 10 clubs there. Number 9, Kentucky, hosting number 6, Georgia. Same time as the CBS game on Fox. You get West Virginia and Texas at 3:30. And oddly, a game I like more than all of those is Iowa at Purdue, also at 3:30. Very good game there.
3 very strong games there to flip back and forth between.
That said,
when
Florida
you're watching the Noles.
I was going to say, that said, Florida State's playing NC State at that time, too, and on the cusp of an upset late in the fourth. A lot of people will be flipping over from that Georgia-Kentucky game. Look at the Noles. They're going to upset NC State. Gina, flip the channel over there, would you? I want to see the Noles get that win against NC State. All right. More ranked action, Penn State and Michigan, 3:45. ESPN, weird time, 3:45. Penn State, Michigan. I like Michigan big here. I don't think Michigan will score that much, but I don't think Penn State will score at all. So I'm going 17-0 Michigan. There you go.
That is an odd kick time, and it'll be a 3:15 pregame show here on these airwaves. Not a programmer's dream to do something at a quarter past, but we'll make it work.
Lane Stadium in Blacksburg will see Boston College and the Fighting Adagios roll into town against Virginia Tech in an ACC showdown.
That's intriguing.
I'm going to watch it. Let's go, BC. Keep it rolling, baby. And then later in the night, later in the day, 4 o'clock, Mizzou is at Florida. Very public game. Most people taking Florida. If you can find Mizzou plus 7.5, you may want to go with it, but the line is 6.5 right now, so I think you got to take the Gators. Just a little gambling angle there. Utah, Arizona State at that time, and then we move it on down to the night games, and here we go. Not a ranked game at all, but Duke travels to Miami. And Mark Richt is imploring the fan base to show up for a tough Duke team.
Low-key, my favorite rivalry in the country is Duke-Miami football.
So many great contests with Duke coming out on top 2 of the last 3 times, I think it is, or something like that. Maybe I'm making that up completely.
Miami
the miracle play.
Yeah, they got 4 or 5 calls to go their way.
8 clips on 1 play. It's an amazing thing.
They made a T-shirt out of it.
We're proud of that win against Duke. It's a rivalry game. What are you going to do? Notre Dame Northwestern is also at that time, and there we go. Does UCLA give anything to Oregon here? Oregon's starting to have some trouble.
Hey, what's going on with Oregon?
It is in Autzen.
Probably not then.
I would think not. The big game, 8 o'clock. 2 good games at 8 o'clock to note here. Alabama at LSU. I like Alabama big here. I don't know how LSU is going to score. And then Oklahoma against Texas Tech, which both teams will score.
Yes, that's a sneaky good game.
Oh, you're damn right it is, because it's at Texas Tech, so that could be really interesting. It could be a lot of fun. I like Oklahoma, but, I mean, I'm going to guess that Texas Tech put up some points here, so should be a fun game. And the Beavers are taking on Southern Cal. Could they go 2 in a row with the upset and make it happen? They're hosting there in Corvallis. We'll be giving them a call tomorrow. I'll explain in a bit. Stanford and Washington at that time, 9 o'clock as well. And then late night, if you're wanting to watch something between Utah State and Hawaii, that's a gambling paradise, my friends. It begins at midnight. Utah State's a covering machine, so they will have a lot of action that will change that number. Watch it carefully. You may be able to take the rainbows there. You just gotta watch
really?
it. Might be able to. Might be kind of a counter to what everybody's doing with Utah State.
Kind of a counter to what you do with Utah State. And folks, if Utah State ever makes the Redemption Thursday list, take them. Whatever side they're on.
Have I not nailed them all year?
For several years.
I have a thing
You've got
with
a
them.
Connection with them.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't know what it is either.
You know,
I'm going to check your yearbook and then check their coaching roster. I'm going to find something.
You know what's funny about that Utah State connection? And I get it right. You're right. I do. Probably more than any other team, which doesn't make any sense. I got an email from a guy I don't know. He's like, what's with you and Utah State? He goes, I've been noticing you get that Utah State game when you bet against them right and when you bet with them right. You are all over Utah State, and I didn't answer him, but I did. Yeah, it's true. I don't know what it is.
Well, you just did.
You get a vibe. I don't know what it is. You just do. I know what they are.
Now, it's been dating back to about 2015 now.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
They're kind of a program I like, too. I kind of pay attention. They've snuck in there, like the Purdue's and the Wyomings of the world. I'm like, look at you, Utah State. I like you. Got a little thing for you. You're all right. California and Washington State are playing that game at 10:45. There you go.
If I'm up.
A little it's a Saturday night. You're going to up a little Pac-12 at night, a little late-night Pac-12 action. That's kind of fun.
I'll do better than last week, so maybe I'll watch that.
I'm not gonna mention that. But there's nowhere to go. We're there. But by the way, that is the slate, and I should mention yet again, that is brought to you by the law office of Jose Fernandez. That's the Vision Check. They don't get paid until you do. The law office of Jose Fernandez. Offices, Miami, Tallahassee.
Utilities. That way, you can be sure that your whole home is ready for the cooler weather.
I can't afford that.
Yes, you can. It is a free service. An energy auditor comes to your house at a time that is convenient for you, examines your structure, checks your energy and water systems, and then recommends changes that could save you energy, water, and money.
They do all that for free?
Yeah. To help customers even more, the city also offers installation grants and low-interest loans and rebates for Energy Star appliances.
Wow, you can really pile on the savings with the City of Tallahassee. I'm going to call City Utilities today at 891-4968 to schedule my free energy audit.
Oh, and don't forget to check out talgov.com for more information about all the ways the city can help you save energy, water, and money.
Time now for the Tampa Bay Lightning Report, brought to you locally by Township of Tallahassee.
The Tampa Bay Lightning get set to take on the Nashville Predators tonight at Amalie Arena. This is the first of two meetings this season between the two teams and the only meeting at Amalie. Tampa Bay and Nashville split the two-game season series last season, each team winning on the road. And tonight's game features the top two teams currently in the NHL for points percentage. The Lightning lead the league at .773, while Nashville's at .750. John Cooper told the media today at the morning skate that Victor Hedman and Andre Palat are not only out for tonight's game, but most likely for the weekend games against Montreal and Ottawa. Andrei Vasilevsky will get the start in net tonight for the Lightning. Nashville is the only team Vasilevsky has yet to defeat in the NHL. Pre-game coverage on 970 WFLA begins at 6:30 with puck dropping at 7:30. With your Lightning Report, I'm Greg Winelli.
At Township and College Town, for the table, by the people is not just lip service, it's their mantra. Tallahassee's largest beer hall offers drafts served in steins plus a unique twist on upscale pub fare. Just walk up and order for the table and grab a seat by the people. Some you may not even know. If you're looking for a more intimate gathering, Township offers The Garden, a unique setting to Tallahassee complete with outdoor fireplace and a retractable awning. And let's not forget the 32 taps and a private bar. Book it for your next party or company event. Township Tallahassee, 619 Woodward Avenue in College Town.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean why is this so hard. At ADT, we DIFY, do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT, real protection.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The holidays are right around the corner. Luckily, so is Ace. So hurry in for our 20% off bag sale. Ace Rewards members get 20% off almost anything that fits inside the bag. Not an Ace Rewards member? Sign up is free and easy at your local Ace. Kick off your holiday shopping this weekend with big savings on quality gifts from the best brands. Don't miss the 20% off bag sale this Saturday and Sunday only at Ace. Offer valid at participating stores only. Additional conditions and exclusions apply. See store for details.
Well, hello, Eddie. It is always good to see you, sir.
Hey, look at you over here, Jeff.
Bumpers is a good place, and we got the news out there that you were opening Bumpers, but what they don't know, you got something different every day of the week, and now that the games are being played, there's a special for everything.
Oh, my goodness, Jeff. The specials we got during game times. We got 75-cent wings, $3 domestics, $5 craft drafts.
That's well done. $7 premiums, $3 wells. What do you got for, say, a Monday Night Football game?
Monday all day long, Jeff. We do a full rack of ribs special. Half rack, $8.95. Full rack, $12.95.
With a side.
With a side.
I saw it was written there. I had to say it. By the way, do you have something for a Tuesday?
Dude, Tuesday, Taco Tuesdays. Any tacos, $10 with a drink and a side.
It's a good deal. Anything for Wednesdays?
Oh, my goodness. Wednesdays. What a Wednesday special. We got a burger and a beer for $12. And if you so choose, add a bourbon for $3.
Okay, so Bumpus has a lot of things going on for the games. Most importantly, those TVs, delicious food, and a special every day of the week. Bumpus!
Local 349.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
It's time, man. It's time. Real quick, let's get this out there because I'm going to forget before the final hour of the program, which is awaiting us. Big Daddy's ready. Let's go. Let's get out some picks.
Hey, Big Daddy, having some Red Russians tonight?
We'll know in about 47 seconds.
Into an open wing. It's picked up by Dowdy. An empty net. He scores.
Hot damn. Big Daddy's done it again. Red Russians all around, Teddy.
All right, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy coming to play tonight. Colorado at Calgary. Take Colorado on the money line. Plus 100. There it is. Make it happen, baby. Big Daddy's thirsty. Red Russians could be celebrated tonight. Plus 110 is the opening line. Current line down to plus 100. People know, Tom.
Colorado is a better hockey team, but it is just a random Thursday in the regular season.
It's gambling. That's what happens. It's a full slate of games tonight, but Big Daddy's going with Colorado at Calgary. I will investigate because, damn, these are two fine hockey clubs going at it tonight. Nashville, the Predators roll into Tampa Bay to take on the Lightning in a game I wish you and I were in attendance. We could say hello to Adam and have a tall, cold one and enjoy a great hockey game.
I would feel tonight's game is low scoring if I had to take a guess, because you've got
less than 6 goals, Tom?
I think it's primed to be one of those. Yes. If it's not, it's because Nashville is the one that comes out on top by putting up 4.
That doesn't sound like a very firm, strong, let's play it Big Daddy kind of discussion.
Not necessarily. I think Nashville should be favored tonight. I believe Vegas does have them as a slight favorite on the road in Tampa, which is saying something because they'll usually give a goal and a half to the home or to the away team.
Yeah, it is interesting to note that
it's a pick 'em, I think.
It is a pick 'em. So, what do you think of that?
I think that Nashville should win this game tonight. But if Tampa does, that's all the better.
Tampa Bay's good, man. It's okay to scream it from the mountaintops. Tampa Bay is good. Actually, that line has moved now. Tampa Bay's favorite.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
So might we take Nashville if we can get a goal and a half?
If you can get a goal and a half, take Nashville. Yes.
All right. So a little side action. That's not on the official Big Daddy card, but I'm just saying, you heard it there. My man, my cohort. We got to get you a name. You're Teddy. Teddy feels good from behind the bar tonight. Teddy is saying, Big Daddy, might I chirp in here a little bit? Well, go ahead, Teddy. Give me Nashville plus a goal and a half. Let's do this thing, Big Daddy. All right, Teddy, we shall. Final hour forthcoming. Stay with.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Blountstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Tap into your inner eagle and spread your wings. With Yingling Traditional Lager. A bold amber color, near 200 years in the making, all-American brew. So plug in, rock out, and let the night take flight. Yingling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings. DJ Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please drink responsibly.
Looking for a new place to watch your favorite sporting events? Hobbit American Grill with 3 locations to choose from. Just show them your stub. That's right, your ticket stub from any local sporting event for $1 pints and $3 crafts. BOGO Mondays every Monday with 50% off specials. Like or follow on Facebook to get all the details. PS4 tourneys, trivia, karaoke, darts, and more. Lots of daily lunch specials under $8. Happy hour specials daily and happy hour all day on Friday. The Hobbit American Grill.
Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a preview of Thursday Night Football, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Stay ahead of the game. Find an agent at farmers.com. The primetime spotlight moves to the West Coast to start Week 9 with the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Oakland Raiders. San Francisco has suffered a growing injury list, creating a disappointing one-win season so far. Likewise, John Gruden's return to coaching has not gone as planned, but he said this week he sees improvement.
We're going to build this team. We're excited about the players that we have in there. They're working hard. Hopefully Vanderdoes and Ellis, guys that have proven they can play in this league, and hopefully Osemele can come back among some other guys. But we're going to keep grinding, keep working, and keep getting better.
Tom McCarthy and former NFL coach Mike Holmgren have the call on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
When it comes to vehicle safety, having poor visibility is a risk not worth taking. Get set for this fall's weather by visiting your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store during the See Better, Drive Safer sale. You'll find deals on name brand headlights, wiper blades, and everything you need to see better and drive safer. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Know someone who'd like a power tool for Christmas? Get a Ryobi combo kit now at the Home Depot at a new lower price of $99. That'll save you $50. Get a Ryobi 18-volt 1+ drill and impact driver kit with 2 lithium-ion batteries that power over 125 Ryobi tools for $99. And get an early start on the holidays. This is how you take care of your Christmas shopping list. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through January 23rd.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show, at least for today. A fine Redemption Thursday to you and yours. Hope you're doing well. Hope you recovered from Halloween. It's a good time. I'm not used to that much sugar. I'm still feeling the effects at 5 o'clock on a Thursday. That's ridiculous. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free. Always don't miss anything, but if you do miss something, keep in mind that we post all 3 hours of the program every single day upon its conclusion, both to iTunes and in our own audio vault. And you can also find it on the WTSM app, which I would encourage you to download anyhow. However you download your apps there, your app store, it's a free app, and it makes it a lot easier if you're ever experiencing any interference with the signal for any reason via terrestrial radio, or you got a problem with your computer. But the WTSM app works good. It's free, and there's archived audio on there as well. You can email us if you like, jcs at 979espnradio.com. You can find me on Twitter at jcameronshow. You can also find the station there if you want a Periscope, so it's at 979 ESPN Radio. Would note that a lot of you have asked this week, and no, I have not done my due diligence. I've got to do it. We'll do it tomorrow. And it's actually fitting that we would do what you guys have been asking about tomorrow, which is to call the Oregon State Bookstore and ask for gear to adorn the studios with, since they, in fact, have ended the near and dear to my heart segment, Hell to the Gnaw, by having been the first ever Hell to the Gnaw Team of the Week to actually straight up win it.
We shall see if it makes air because they have to give us permission, of course.
They do. And we always did the Hell to the Gnaw on a Friday, so it will be perfect to run it on a Friday and say goodbye to it and celebrate it and all of those things. But, yeah, we do. We have to hope that they'll say yes. I would think, and I'm going to frame it, Tom, when I do it, that they will say yes because it's a celebration of their program. And we're not calling to prank them, We're calling to say, hey, listen, you don't know us. We're calling from Tallahassee, Florida, home of the Knowles, as you well know, in Corvallis. And then I'll say, but we're celebrating the Beavers.
We're calling from Civilization, Tallahassee, Florida.
Yeah, we're calling on behalf of people that want to celebrate Beavers. And we're going to do that, and it's going to be a great thing, and I'm going to celebrate that with you. Who didn't want to do that? And it will be exciting. Then Tom, the hat I'm going to get you is on me, buddy.
You're getting me a hat?
I'm getting you a hat. We're both getting a Beavers hat. So start doing your shopping tonight. Do your shopping.
I'm looking at the store right now.
All right, there you go. Do your shopping tonight. I'll buy you a hat.
Holy bleep, that's
It'll
amazing.
be like a little bonus birthday present from last week.
Right.
So we get a gift card and a hat. And I'll get a hat. I'll get my Beavers hat. I just want the Beaver. I don't want words. I want nothing but a picture of the Beaver.
They have Beaver plush toys.
What do you mean?
Oregon State Beaver plush toys. Like you could have a plush little Beaver doll to put in here.
Yeah, we can get a doll, and we'll get do they have an old school pennant? And we need a shirt that we can hang up where the camera can see it. But as far as the hats go, I just really kind of want a one-size-fits-all and the mascot, just the Beaver.
They have a Beaver puppet. You could do a YouTube segment with the Beaver makes the picks. There's your new segment.
There's the new segment. The Beaver's going to make the picks. Yeah. You made the Beaver noises yesterday in the montage, and I wonder if or the other day, I don't know if anybody got it. You think they got it? They were like, what is that sound? What is that murmuring? What are they doing on the Cameron Show? So there you go. In a moment. So we'll do that tomorrow, and
That's the Beaver pick of the week.
I've got it. Well, we got to put together something for it.
Yeah,
like a little music and a little montage.
There's
or some kind.
Like he's building a dam. Like there's wood getting chopped up.
We're going to have to use the Naked Gun clip.
Mm-hmm.
That's a given.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's perfect. So we'll use that clip. Anything to have Leslie Nielsen in the show. I've been wanting that for a long time. It's a shame he's dead. We could have him on the show to celebrate it. I know. Wouldn't that be great? Because he's the kind of guy that I bet if we reached out, he'd do the interview.
That's a nice Beaver pick.
Yeah. So he would, wouldn't it? He would have lent his voice to it. How great would that have been? But anyhow, we can dare to dream for a moment.
Oh, man.
That would have been, he would have done it. He would have.
I'm excited about the puppet.
We'll have to get the puppet then. We'll do it. Redemption Thursday wagers momentarily. I'll get to that. I want to say something that I haven't said on the show today. Just because it pulled at my heartstrings yesterday when I saw it. When I was a kid, and I first started to get into baseball, it was probably, I'm 47. That would have been, I was 7 in 1978. Go ahead. I know. Whenever I do that, whenever I give you a time that I remember before the age of 10, you go, holy Jesus.
That's the year that Halloween came out from yesterday.
That's correct. That's right.
40 years ago. 40.
Yeah. So in 1978, I started playing and watching baseball. And I instantly fell in love with the Pittsburgh Pirates. You guys know this of me. It's not a secret. I talk about it on the show a lot. And so at that time, obviously they were good. And my dad is from Pennsylvania. When he was young, he moved to Miami because his dad was ill. And they thought by moving from Pennsylvania down to South Florida that the warm air would help him. But it was silly. It didn't help him, and he passed away. But not my dad, but I never met my granddad on that side. So he passed away. The point being that,
depressing alert.
No, the point being that when I was that age, I asked my dad where he was from in Pennsylvania, and we talked about the state and all that stuff. What was it like, and also at that time, of course, you could go and see the Pittsburgh Pirates spring training. And so people ask me, how did you become a Pirates fan? That's how. My dad's from the state and going to spring training games to see the Pirates. And by the way, your formative years when you're young like that, let's admit it, when you're 7 and 8, 9 years old, it's fun to root for a winner. And the Pirates won the World Series in 1979. So right after I got into baseball, they won the whole thing. And that was a colorful, fun team. Those uniforms are still cool to this day. People like them. The painter's caps and the banana yellow and all that stuff, right? And the black and yellow. But they had colorful characters, Willie Stargell and Dave Parker and all these people. So I say that to say this. I would play baseball and I would watch baseball, and I would watch the show This Week in Baseball. It was must-see television. It just started back then. It was must-see television. And it lasted till I looked it up this morning because I wasn't sure when it went off the air, but it was 2011. It lasted all the way to 2011. That's crazy. But when you were a kid, that's the only way you could see the other players. And that was the only way I could see the Pirates, was to see highlights on This Week in Baseball. There was no Sports Center. There was none of that. These guys were larger than life. You just read their names in the box score. So baseball, my parents, when I was a kid, divorced. And I would go to my dad's house, and I would watch This Week in Baseball with him on Saturday mornings, I think it was. And I would sit down. We'd watch that. And I remember it like I'm sitting here right now. I mean, I can I can picture the room. I can picture all of that. And we would watch it. And every time that I brought up my beloved Pittsburgh Pirates, and I would bring up Pop Stargell and the Omar Marino and Dave Parker and Rennie Stennett, no matter who I brought up from the highlight, my dad would say, yeah, but none of them are Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey is the man. And he would just say it just flatly, just say, the man. And that's all he would say. And I'd go, well, Dave Parker's better than Willie McCovey. And my dad would calmly look up from his newspaper and go, no, he's not. And then he would look back down. And that was kind of how the conversation went. My dad, oddly, is a lifelong Giants fan. I'm not going to get into that. But that has to do with the New York Giants moving and all this other stuff from when he was a kid. But he's a lifelong Giants fan. Willie McCovey was a giant figure within the Giants organization. And I can still remember those conversations. I can hear him say it, and he would say, yep, they're not Willie McCovey, and he would say he's the man. And I can still see the floor that I'm sitting on, the TV tray that I was eating from because my dad was broke, and I would have to eat like microwave stuff or whatever on a TV tray while we were watching shows together. We'd watch The World at War. I still remember that with the fire at the beginning, which is probably something a kid shouldn't have been watching. I
can see why you have your taste in documentaries and such now.
Yeah, and I'm eating off that and the sound of Mel Allen saying, how about that? And all of that from baseball, This Week in Baseball. And so Willie McCovey wrote part of the early chapters, if you will, of my baseball memories. And he was a larger-than-life figure, a big, huge man, bear of a man. And when you look at him statistically, my dad was right. He was better than all the guys that I used to try to tell him were better than Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey, over 22 seasons, had a slugging percentage that would put him amongst the elite in today's game, where everybody tries to do it. For his career, he slugged .515 for an entire career. To give you an example of what that means, Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, they had 37 home runs this past year. You're talking about Harper slugging .496. You're talking about Machado, and he's one of the game's best at .530. Yeah. So this is Willie McCovey for 22 seasons. You know, this in a place where it's hard to hit home runs. And that was him. And he's, 3 different seasons. He slugged over 600. He won the MVP award. He was larger than life, but it was a lot of that prowess I didn't get to see because that was in the late 60s and early 70s when my dad was finishing high school and going into the military and all of that other stuff. But he would follow the exploits of Willie McCovey from afar, and he still talks about it. So I just wanted to say rest in peace to Willie McCovey, who died yesterday at the age of 80. And it immediately got me thinking about all the reasons that I love baseball and all the reasons that you kind of reflect back and why, for people of a certain age, it is still of great interest to you and your national pastime. I understand if you're in your 20s, you probably can't even relate to this. Maybe it's a different sport you relate to your father with or whatever it might be. But for me, it was baseball. It's not even my dad's favorite sport. But the figures of the game and our conversations about who was what and who he loved and who I loved and comparing and contrasting and fandom and loyalty and the thoughts of meeting your idols and all of that stuff was it was yesterday. It was etched indelibly back then, but yesterday it was tangible when I heard the news and I saw it come across the ticker. I instantly thought of my father, because not only of those experiences, but also how when my favorite player died a number of years ago, Pop Stargell, how you forget how much that impacts you. How I didn't know him. I met him once in Bradenton. I still tell that story. It was the year he died, actually. And I'm forever grateful that I got that opportunity to shake his hand and say thank you for the memories and all of that. And he was still larger than life, even when I shook his hand, and he was in a wheelchair. I still got the sense that if he wanted to, he could have just grabbed me and I couldn't have gone anywhere. I mean, he had those giant hands. And that was Willie McCovey, too. And my dad and I would laugh about that and talk about these guys. And baseball does that in a way that really no other sport does. And when those guys go, you're reminded of your childhood. You're reminded of when you were, in my dad's case, 18, 19 years old, and scared to death about to be in the Army in the 60s is not a good thing. and I can think of the innocence of those moments, going over to his house and hanging out and watching those shows. So it's not sad. It's just it's nostalgic is what it is. It's one of the great P Award.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Of your next tailgate or event. Willie Jewell's, 5442 Thomasville Road. Go Knowles!
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 6161 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 6161.
At Township in Collegetown, for the table, by the people is not just lip service, it's their mantra. Tallahassee's largest beer hall offers drafts served in steins plus a unique twist on upscale pub fare. Just walk up and order for the table and grab a seat by the people. Some you may not even know. If you're looking for a more intimate gathering, Township offers The Garden, a unique setting to Tallahassee complete with outdoor fireplace and a retractable awning. And let's not forget the 32 taps and a private bar. Book it for your next party or company event. Township Tallahassee, 619 Woodward Avenue in Collegetown.
Parker Brothers Roofing says don't play games with your roof. Protect your home and your family. The Parker Brothers tell you
Hey, this is Wendell Parker of Parker Brothers Roofing. Most startup companies go out of business within their first 3 years. It takes years of experience for a roofing company to be exposed to and learn all the things that can go wrong. Don't gamble your valuable home to an inexperienced roofer. Parker Brothers has been in business in the community since 1995. Give us a call now at 656-8112.
Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
TGC 042221, CCC 049350.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The holidays are right around the corner. Luckily, so is Ace. So hurry in for our 20% off bag sale. Ace Rewards members get 20% off almost anything that fits inside the bag. Not an Ace Rewards member? Sign up is free and easy at your local Ace. Kick off your holiday shopping this weekend with big savings on quality gifts from the best brands. Don't miss the 20% off bag sale this Saturday and Sunday only at Ace. Offer valid at participating stores only. Additional conditions and exclusions apply. See store for details.
You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Redemption Thursday. That book, by the way, documenting the Beastie Boys, came out yesterday. Since you played the Beasties, I thought I'd let people know who want to know. Beastie Boys book came out. Looks great. It's huge. I saw where Mike D and Ad Rock are touring all the late-night shows and talking to people about the book.
Are they really?
Yeah. Okay. Looking good. Looking great, actually. I was like, damn, they look
They
good.
made it.
They did.
They
made
survived.
It. Yeah, and they look healthy, and like they've got their stuff together, and the whole the whole deal. I would not have made it. New York City with millions of dollars, and then move to L.A. and buy a mansion with a skate park, which is what they did after License to Ill, before Paul's Boutique, and lived out there with no real concerns because money was no object. Can you imagine doing that at like 19?
No, you'd have to find a hobby, like a legit one that takes time.
Yeah, something like physics.
Like bonsai trees.
You'd
I don't
have
know.
to do something to keep your attention for 16 hours of the day as not to fall into the devil's den, right? I mean,
pretty much.
That would be a den of iniquity for sure. I mean, come on down, friends. Like-minded friends. Money's no object. Really. That's why it's going to take us years to do this follow-up record, which it did. That said, here you go. Wagers. Redemption Thursday wagers at that. You know, I can't. Maybe you can help me. I looked. And I'm sure I'll change my tune by the time Sunday rolls around. The NFL, man, good God. Find me a game. Look at that line. Look at those. I got 10 college games this week. I didn't pick an NFL game. Look at those lines and tell me you're like, oh, I like this one.
This is a fun challenge. Okay.
Yeah, it is a fun challenge because, damn it, man. First of all, I will say we get very lucky in that there are, in terms of the NFL, you get the game of the year. You get the Rams versus the Saints in New Orleans. Ooh,
wait, what?
You didn't know that?
I thought the game of the year had to be Brady versus Rodgers, sir.
No. It's the Rams versus the Saints. It's Gurley versus Breeze. It's two of the most exciting teams in the NFL in New Orleans. What do you think that over? Well, you're looking.
Well, no, that line is New Orleans -1.
Yeah. What do you think that over-under is?
You got to pick the Rams there, don't you?
New Orleans at home is really good.
They're really good,
and
but
their defense has gotten better.
They struggled with the Browns earlier this season.
But they've turned it around a little bit, man. That New Orleans team is good. That's a game.
I don't know.
Well, you can take the Rams if you want to. The point is, I'm not in love with the line. I don't like the game. I mean, I think the Saints are the best team at home in the.
It's a friendly kick time. Could have been 1 p.m., but at least it's 4:25.
Yeah, that's helpful. I mean, Green Bay, New England will be fun because Green Bay is getting healthier, but nobody expects Green Bay to win that game. But no, find your game where you go, yep, that's the one. This is clear cut. I got it.
Well, that's a trap, though. That's
right.
You need to be somewhat optimistic. You can't be locked down on it because then you're going to lose.
I'll give you the one then that I think you'll pick, or the one that I thought of you about when I looked at the lines, because I do think they're getting better, and I had no respect for them, and now I'm starting to, and they made good trades. Houston's getting 1.5 against the sorry-ass Broncos.
It's down to 1.
Yeah, so
it's a pick 'em.
So, I kind of, there you go. Pretty good.
And the Broncos got rid of Demaryius, who is playing for the Texans this weekend. That's kind of interesting.
Limited role, I would imagine. Now, Demaryius Thomas does lead the league in drops, just as a note.
Well, but they need him to fill in for Will Fuller, not Nuke Hopkins.
No, I know. I'm not saying they got him to be the primary guy. I'm just saying he likes to drop the ball. And it will be limited in that he got there like the other day. So I got to imagine his role will be limited.
All right, so I like New England minus 5.5 at home because
Against
it's
Green Bay.
And it's one of those games where Belichick is going to get up for it. He's going to take it as a personal affront. You know, all this talk about Rodgers. I mean, really.
Yeah. No,
so will Brady, and their motivation is death to their enemies. I like.
They're like Genghis Khan in that way.
That is right.
Right.
Genghis Khan in the sporting goods store in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He's got the metal baseball bat.
Yeah.
The Rams +1 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
There's a second one. There was a third one I had. Where are you?
I'll bet you
the Chiefs minus 8.5 on the road to the Browns.
That's another one that I circled and thought that seems awfully gettable. So what's up? Is there inclement weather on the way to Cleveland? I mean, what do we got going on? I mean, it's
they do not have the forecast.
I was going to say that's suspect, that situation there, right? I would think
pending weather.
I'd say the Chiefs are probably going to win that game by 30, but that's Vegas going, no, you're wrong. It's a hard line this weekend. What about Baltimore -3 against Pitt? You like Pitt?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
I don't know what to do. I'll tell you the game that I really know nothing about.
Minnesota, Detroit?
No, it's L.A. I almost said San Diego. The Chargers at the Seahawks.
Yeah. Seahawks are playing better.
What would surprise you, you know?
If the Seahawks won would surprise me, but they're favored.
They're favored by 2, but
it's crazy.
I'm saying if the Chargers won by 10, that would probably surprise me.
Well, this is making my point because there aren't any easy games in the NFL this weekend. That's the whole thing. Look, we're at that place now, man, where Vegas has a good handle on it, and a lot of these teams are schizophrenic. I don't know. Maybe I've lost confidence like Jameis after my mom kicked my ass over the weekend. That's what it.
Well, that's just winners. That's not against the spread.
I know. Well, that still will shake the foundation, my friend, when you miss on all 5. I'm shook. I'm like Jameis. I'm looking at my left, and I'm just not sure.
Sad.
Should I pull the trigger on this?
Blue 80.
Are they in my blind spot? Are the Browns in my blind spot?
Blue 80, ready, go.
So I took Colorado +3 against Arizona, Georgia -9 against Kentucky. I don't know how Kentucky scores. By the way, now, damn it, this is starting to now they're needling. Now I'm like, okay, now hold on a second here, people. Florida State +9 against NC State?
That's a quit line right there is what that is.
Give me the Noles. Give me the Noles. Give me the mighty Noles, Tom Lang.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
+9. Get the hell up out of here acting like NC State's something. Give a 51 to Syracuse. Get out of here. Nonsense. They're not any good. Quarterback's good.
Neither are we.
Oh, no, that 9. Imagine, I would never lay 9 with us against anybody, and I wouldn't lay 9 with NC State against anybody, so there it is. I'm just taking the 9. That's just.
You're not picking a winner. You're taking the 9.
Just taking the 9. Duke's getting 9 against Miami. See where Mark Richt told the Miami faithful this week, not once but twice, we need you this weekend. We need you to come out. We need you to be part of this thing. It's going to be a big game. If you're not there for support, we could have problems. Duke is.
Yeah, but he also told the media that it seems like you guys are in a tizzy. The team is fine. We're doing fine. There's nothing wrong here.
So aside from losing games every week.
So he's telling the media, nothing's wrong here, man. He's telling the fans, please show up today.
I was also cracking up. This guy emailed me and said that he thinks that Richt was a terrible hire. And he kind of is echoing the sentiments now of Miami fans down there. Well, that's the best. Really? Miami hasn't been good in 2 decades. You're pissed at Richt?
It's the culmination effect.
I know. Clearly. Well, but they got a lot of culmination, like 2 decades worth. All right. Louisiana Tech +28, 3.5.
It's like going to prison for a long time.
That's a long time. Frustrated. Very frustrated. Louisiana Tech +23.5 against Mississippi State. Letdown game for Mississippi State. I'll take West Virginia +2 against Texas just to straight up beat Texas. I think they will.
Probably.
It's a good game.
Texas defense is trending down heading into this game.
I'll take Ohio +3 versus Western Michigan. I think that's tonight. I think I get a little action tonight.
Oh, really?
Now.
Hey.
All right.
Happy November.
What about that, Johnny? Notre Dame -9.5 against Northwestern. And I took Ole Miss in a pick'em against South Carolina. I like Ole Miss just to win the game. I don't think much of South Carolina these days.
You pick Ole Miss a lot.
I do. I do.
How's that going?
Good.
I haven't tracked it.
I got more wins than losses.
Okay.
Ole Miss, yeah. And then because everybody just kind of just misses Ole Miss. They're not devoid of talent, and they are well coached.
As Joe Bucks fan would say, they crap on their field, you know?
Washington State minus 9.5 against Cal. Don't you burn me, Cal. You have been an enigma. I take Cal, they get blown out. I don't take them, they pull the upset.
Yeah, you know who's done this to me, and you know damn well who's done this to me. Purdue.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. Iowa's a 2 or 3 point favorite this weekend. I don't even want to touch that because I'm like, oh, Purdue all damn day. Wait, Tom.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Iowa was better than Penn State. Matthew saw that game. He knows. That was a tough loss for Iowa there. They throw a pick down there. They're disorganized on the 5. I mean, they had the game won.
Purdue screwed me this past weekend, too, because they had 2 turnovers inside the 30-yard line.
They did. Turnovers are crucial, Tom. Oh, I don't know if you know this
when
you're watching football games, but turnovers are a big deal, especially red zone turnovers. That's not,
They're going in twice for the winning score.
Yeah.
Like, whoa! Sorry about that.
It's a little troubling when that happens, especially when you have money on it.
Sure.
I too had an interesting weekend. What I gotta do? I gotta look back here. My picks from last week. Matthew, did we do a double check to find out exactly where I was on these picks last week? I forget what I did. I don't know. I think I had a winning week, but I'm not entirely certain. Damn it. I blame Matthew. He's got to bring this to my attention more often. I'll look at what I printed. Those are your wagers, and it's for charity. So if you're new to the show and you go, this guy's just gambling on the air, you can't do that.
Well, kind of. Yes.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of. You didn't hear one this time except for Ohio and Western Michigan. That would have. You had one. Maybe Louisiana Tech, Mississippi State. You had one where you would go, well, I think we know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we didn't have any this time.
Kentucky, Wyoming. Yeah. Really? You like the 3.5 there, do you?
I just do. Hey, before we go to break, let me remind you about how great My Pillow is. Oh, my goodness, My Pillow. Comfortable as all get out. I love it. I slept on one last night. I desperately needed the sleep. My kids ran me ragged last night with the trick-or-treating. And they did me right, by the way, Tom. They did. They decided during the week of school, during the day at school, they were actually going to be something, and they were. So
what were they?
Clark was the movies and the books.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
No way. Oh, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, that's the only thing that kids have these days.
There's a lot of things that movies and books.
Man, for kids, it's pretty much Harry Potter and nothing. So that's what you got. And then the other one was Bryce was the Grim Reaper, and he was a really good one.
Nice.
Oh yeah, scary one with no face, like it was pitch black, you couldn't see. It was,
very nice.
Oh, I was so proud of him. Looked good. We had a good time. Went over with Millar, walked around the neighborhood there.
As far as the My Pillow stuff goes, we actually have a testimonial here. This is from a person who bought this My Pillow, your recommendation just recently, and Coach Holtz. This is his reaction to how pleased he is with My Pillow.
Well, I don't get the brain man cold.
Well done, Coach. I told you. That pillow is amazing. I've actually interviewed Lou Holtz. Did not bring up My Pillow, but if I interviewed him now, I would, and I'd tell him it's damn comfortable, and they've extended the money-back guarantee and the warranty. You're good. There's no reason.
Well, I don't get the brain man cold.
Buy one, get one free. You'll get one free pillow when you buy one at regular price, and the money-back guarantee, as I said, has been extended to March the 1st. Doesn't get better than that, folks. Act now. Go to MyPillow.com. Click on the buy one, get one free special. Enter the promo code 979ESPN. That's the promo code 979ESPN. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
The college football playoff. Who's in? Top-ranked Alabama. Number 4 LSU. It's a primetime showdown in Death Valley.
If Bama wins, turn out the lights. They're back in Atlanta, guaranteed. If you're LSU, you're thinking, we got to get 31, at least.
Alabama, LSU. Saturday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Presented by Dr. Pepper.
Geez, dude, you need to change your blinker fluid.
That's not a thing.
And your thoracic couplet is totally shot.
Really?
It is.
Look, nothing gets by me. Just like this oil filter. Nothing gets by Purolator.
Hey, if you're using Purolator Boss, you know your stuff.
Oh yeah, protection up to 15,000 miles.
Ooh, but you really should replace your Vesuvius valve.
Stop talking.
Now get a Purolator Boss premium oil filter and 5 quarts of synthetic oils for $32.99 at Advance Auto Parts. See store for details.
Time now for the Tampa Bay Lightning Report, brought to you locally by Township of Tallahassee.
The Tampa Bay Lightning get set to take on the Nashville Predators tonight at Amalie Arena. This is the first of 2 meetings this season between the two teams and the only meeting at Amalie. Tampa Bay and Nashville split the 2-game season series last season, each team winning on the road. And tonight's game features the top 2 teams currently in the NHL for points percentage. The Lightning lead the league at .773, while Nashville's at .750. John Cooper told the media today at the morning skate that Victor Hedman and Andre Palat are not only out for tonight's game, but most likely for the weekend games against Montreal and Ottawa. Andre Vasilevsky will get the start in net tonight for the Lightning. Nashville is the only team Vasilevsky has yet to defeat in the NHL. Pre-game coverage on 970 WFLA begins at 6:30 with puck dropping at 7:30. With your Lightning Report, I'm Greg Winelli.
At Township in Collegetown, for the table, by the people is not just lip service, it's their mantra. Tallahassee's largest beer hall offers drafts served in steins plus a unique twist on upscale pub fare. Just walk up and order for the table and grab a seat by the people. Some you may not even know. If you're looking for a more intimate gathering, Township offers The Garden, a unique setting to Tallahassee complete with outdoor fireplace and a retractable awning. And let's not forget the 32 taps and a private bar. Book it for your next party or company event. Township Tallahassee, 619 Woodward Avenue in Collegetown.
Looking for a new place to watch your favorite sporting event? Hobbit American Grill with 3 locations to choose from. Just show them your stub. That's right, your ticket stub from any local sporting event for $1 pints and $3 crafts. BOGO Mondays every Monday with 50% off specials. Like or follow on Facebook to get all the details. PS4 tourneys, trivia, karaoke, darts, and more. Lots of daily lunch specials under $8. Happy hour specials daily and happy hour all day on Friday. The Hobbit American Grill.
This Day in Sports, brought to you by Superlube. Superlube, 19 Tallahassee area locations. Quick, convenient, no appointment necessary.
This Day in Sports History.
November 1st, 1959. Montreal goaltender Jacques Plante revolutionizes his position and the sport of hockey by donning a face mask. Plante was struck in the face with a shot while playing against the New York Rangers. After receiving stitches to close a gash from the corner of his mouth up through the nostril, Plante returned to the ice wearing a mask.
With football season in full swing, don't forget about fishing our local waterways after the games. Fish are still biting regardless of the score. Sea Quarters Marina, Carabel, Florida. Open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The marina has a ship store, which includes fuel, bait, tackle, ice, and all of your fishing supplies for the trip. Both diesel and non-ethanol fuel is available. Free Wi-Fi and pump out with boat slip rental. Sea Quarters Marina, 501 St. James Avenue, Carabel, Florida, 697-8400. Visit them online at seaquartersmarina.com.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
FSU hosting Division II Valdosta State here shortly, a little over an hour from now. 7 o'clock at the TLC Double C. Parking is free, and the only request here from me and everybody involved, in particular Florida State basketball, is they would ask for donations at the door. It goes to the Aubrey Boyd Charitable Foundation. And that's a good thing. You guys know about that. It's been going on for a long time now, and it's a good cause. So it's another chance to see Florida State in an exhibition basketball game before we get to the start of the regular season. Last Friday, you recall, we had an exhibition. We talked to Leonard Hamilton. We didn't have an exhibition. Florida State played in an exhibition game against West Florida. It would have been weird if Ham and I had an exhibition. We were just dancing around or something. Would have been fun.
This blender is better than all the others.
I cannot believe it. If Ham could do an English accent, we'd be set.
It's nowhere close where it needs to be.
I don't believe it. So, yeah, they won last week 95-56 in the rout of West Florida. This is the last tune-up before Tuesday night's season opener against the University of Florida. We'll be shorthanded in that game, but we'll be playing that game with a beefy winning streak.
I thought you were going to say a beefy Chris Kumaje, and I thought, what?
That'd
put
be
on
great.
weight?
That would be great.
That's amazing.
He has put on weight, but I don't think you would describe him as beefy. Lean is likely as you would describe him.
It's the old 9
Lean.
p.m. tip for Florida and Florida State. There's your East Coast treat, a 9 p.m. tip here at the TLC-CC. But we will be taking it in with the blinding beauty and vista of the ESPN Tallahassee Corner Pocket Executive Suite.
I'll be there. I'll be there with you. We're going to attend basketball games. I do want to say that I am really proud of Tallahassee and Florida State fans everywhere. I don't often get a chance to say that. A lot of times I'm saddened by the efforts or the response of Florida State fans, be it emotionally or physically in attendance or not in attendance, as it is. Last week, for example, against Clemson, I was saddened to see large swaths of seats unoccupied at the start of the football game. It was a little disappointing. That's a toughie.
The students had a run in there somewhere, but not so much anymore.
The students have called it a day. Wishy-washy. Prickly. They can't handle it. They can't handle it. Just tough times. Not going. Not going to go. Going to take it to the house. Going to sit at the house. It is freaking 64 and sunny, and we're going to call it a day? Really?
64 and sunny is right. Yeah, it was gorgeous.
It was a perfect day to play football and to see and cheer on your Noles against Clemson. And the students went, I can't do it. That last beer was a poor choice. Anyhow, so 9 o'clock Tuesday against Florida at the TLC-CC. Phil Kofer, he of the averaging nearly 13 points a game Kofer family last year, is sidelined. The Noles will have Terrence Mann, Trent Forrest, Fiondu Kabengele, who we're going to need a lot from this year, MJ Walker, who I'm hoping for, and kind of the overlooked one, PJ Savoy. Old PJ, when you need a three, there he is.
Yeah, big time.
There he is. And Jesus Christ. No, that's Chris Kamaji. Chris Kamaji will be starting.
Would Chris Berman do that?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, Kamaji.
As for David Nichols, he's a grad transfer, is David Nichols from Albany. And he was 4 of 8 shooting, 2 for 4 from beyond the arc, scored 10 points in that game in the exhibition game. A lot of people like him a lot. Think he's an upgrade at the position. They're excited about it. I'm excited about it. That's good. Devin Vassell is a freshman and is a 6'6" swingman. Added 14 points, 5 of 7 shooting in 15 minutes. Okay, make a debut, why don't you? And we'll see if Raekwon Gray will show us a little something tonight. He's the 6'8" redshirt freshman that had to take it to the sand pits. They told him to get to the pits, a la Turpin.
I was so proud of FSU Hoops, that is the Twitter account for Florida State men's basketball, for actually calling them the sand pits in an off-season conditioning video.
Yeah.
Yes, said the sand pits.
Well, when you get sent to the pits, it means you have breasts as a man, and it's time to work them off. That's typically what it means. I don't know if that's true with everybody. Sometimes it could be a sizable caboose, but I think usually it's the Phil Mickelson effect. Time to take it to the pits. So Raekwon had to go to the pits, and he apparently lost a lot of weight. Maybe not as much. I try to give. This is one of the things I love about Leonard Hamilton. When you try to, how Jimbo would inflate size and weight and strength and all that stuff when you talk to him? Well, Jeff, he's 6'9", 405 pounds, running a 4.5 40. Well, Coach, they list him at 6'4", 230. Nope, 6'9", 405. Very fast, too, and extremely intelligent. Okay, Coach. So that was his approach. Not Ham. Ham's raw. He'll do you wrong. Coach, I heard Raekwon lost 40 pounds. No, he didn't. He's lost 15. He needs to lose some more. Okay. We're still on Raekwon a little bit. Got back to the pits for Raekwon. Doesn't he do that? He never gives the kids the credit.
A team that's very hungry. Hopefully though that we can be just a little hungrier. Maybe we can be hangry.
You know why I'm laughing there, too, when he broke out hangry and then later on used it. He used it on this show first, and then he talked to the media afterwards, and he was so in love with the phrase that he came up with in the interview he did with me that he used it for every other interview he did.
Every single one.
But one of the things I like about it is that he made himself laugh. So I started laughing, listening to him laughing as he's saying because he's so pleased with himself.
He knows where he's going. He's like, ooh, I got a good one
I
here.
got a chance to use hangry.
That's a good set. I'm going to spike it.
He's tickled. You don't often get to describe a man as being tickled, but he's downright tickled.
A team that's very hungry. Hopefully, though, that we can be just a little hungrier. Maybe we can be hangry.
He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait. Listen, he almost stuttered over it. He couldn't wait to say hangry. Good for you, Ham. All right, so that's tonight, 7 o'clock. It's free. Do it. You're going to want to do that because I got to be honest with you, you're not going to be wanting to watch the NFL. It's Oakland and San Francisco. Now, we have the games here, and my bosses frown upon me telling you that it's a bad game.
You did the right thing. You told people not to watch it, but you can
listen
to
it. Sure.
Hey.
Yeah, there it is. You're in the car. You're going, man, what's going on in that Oakland-San Francisco game, Jerry? I don't know, Ted. Let's check. 97.9 ESPN Radio's got it on locally. Boom. Click. There it is, and now you're listening to Oakland and San Francisco.
That basketball exhibition was great. This drive home is now even better because I get to hear
I got the game.
Raiders 49ers.
But we do have a great doubleheader for you this weekend. We've got both the Alabama-LSU game,
That's
which is the
nightcap. Yep.
And the earlier game is Michigan and Penn State.
That is correct.
And that's a game that listen, I don't love Michigan's offense. In fact, I hate Michigan's offense. I think it's terrible. I think it's the thing that will hold them back from achieving any level of greatness this year. But I do love their defense, and they've got a great one. And so I don't know how Penn State's going to score. And this has the feel of a very ugly, low-scoring, classic, inclement weather.
Made for radio that you should listen
time of the year.
to.
That's right. Big Ten sort of got to get the jacket out. Let's go over and see this game. I don't know. We're looking at a 17-14 affair.
Early forecasts, buddy, for South Bend, Indiana next week.
Read it to me, baby. Talk to me.
Highs in the low 40s and lows in the mid 30s, and just a little chance of some precipitation there in the air. So it might be freezing rain or drizzle or something along those lines.
Now here's a problem we have.
Mm-hmm.
Freezing rain can go to hell.
Yes, it can.
Freezing rain is like the one weather condition that I cannot celebrate in any shape or form. It's not good for anybody involved. You're both wet and cold as opposed to just the snow, which is lovely. Snow's pretty to look at. I've watched games in the snow before.
Even if it doesn't stick, just kind of
just
there
nice.
it is.
Like, oh, look at the snow. Look at this. I'm watching a game in the snow. This is all right. That's all well and good. You do not give me freezing rain. Either get cold enough to snow or clear up. We can't have all this
We'll find
freezing rain
That's
nonsense.
why I think I'm going to scalp my tickets at the very, very end to see whether or not, how I'm going to watch this game.
Are we newly sponsored by StubHub or something I don't know about? I thought you were going to go down another vehicle here.
That would be cool.
StubHub, if you're listening.
Vivid Seats does ESPN corporate.
That's right.
They don't trickle down any dollars here. Doesn't work that way, but that's okay.
Seat Geeks, we're out here listening to you. It's okay if you want to come down over here and spend a little money on the Cameron Show. I can pimp any ticket place that you want. It's just tickets. Whoever has tickets, I'm happy with. Yeah.
Thanks for the tickets.
I'm going to the Bears game on that Sunday. Speaking of tickets, got good seats.
You'll have a good time. You're going to watch good defensive football.
It's the Lions and the Bears.
Mm-hmm. The Lions can't really throw it around as much as they used to, but they can run it, except for
the Bears can stop that.
Yeah.
I actually think we're in line for a good game.
20-10 Bears.
You going to make that pick this far out?
Right now.
This time next week, folks, not that you care. I'm just celebrating my own situation and Tom's as well. We'll be in Chicago, Illinois, and we will be getting all set up at the ESPN Chicago. We're doing the show from the ESPN studios in Chicago. That's how big time I've become.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's happened here because they use us in game day, and I've got the Sirius show. Tom called. They said, sure, Cameron Show, come on, studios in Chicago are all yours.
My God, we've been waiting to check Jeff Cameron off the list. We have photos in our hallway.
That's right.
And we need one of him.
It's about damn time.
Yeah.
I'll bring the glossy.
That's the We Are Screwed guy from game day.
That's correct. I'll sign it. That's the guy that's breaking stuff on SportsCenter. He's here in our – yep, that's us. We're doing it. It's going to be great. They'll probably give us the lay of the land. We just do whatever we want. We should have –
That's what they said, literally.
Just do whatever you want.
Yep.
I want Ditka. I want us to – yeah, that's us, ESPN Chicago.
Ditka. All right. He's coach. Mike Ditka, your thoughts on this week's midterm elections?
How great would that be?
Yeah. What
Coach
do you think?
Ditka, your thoughts
The state
on,
of politics in Chicago.
Yeah, there we go. The floor is yours, Coach. I'm sure we're all interested in what you have to say about Chicago politics.
Here we go.
Yeah, and we just sit back, take a sip of coffee, and listen. How great would that be? All right, so the soccer guys are coming up.
That's
and
correct.
That's a great show. If you haven't listened to it, you should. I find it to be very entertaining, and it's one of the better shows we have on the network. Our network's gotten good. I'm bragging a lot right now, but for good reason. I'm proud of the station. We're doing good things. Had the Braves all for you this year.
That's
NFL
right.
and college football left and right. I don't know what we're doing with college basketball, if anything.
Yeah, actually, next Tuesday, the Knowles are playing at 9, but you can catch that Champions Classic. We have the doubleheader right here on these airwaves.
See, I just
We're going to
assumed
have
as
March
much.
Madness.
Of course we are.
Yeah, we'll have.
We have the Super Bowl.
We have the Super Bowl, NFL playoffs, start to finish.
Forget about
College
it.
football playoff.
We got it.
Selected bowl games. Okay.
Well, you don't need all of them.
No.
You don't want to run all of them.
Couldn't even do all of them. Some of them run concurrently. That would be bad radio.
I was thinking about whether or not we'd make a bowl, and as the week has further gone on, I've thought, nope, not going to make a bowl. And I think I'm at peace with where we're at. I think it happened this week. I'm at peace.
You're at peace, huh?
I'm not upset.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not.
3:52 p.m. this weekend.
I'm not upset.
Damn it!
No, I'm not upset. I think I understand it. I've got a handle on things here, man. I'm in my place. I'm well adjusted right now. It's unfortunate. Some of the guys that I saw last night with their kids, and we were talking FSU football, of course, because that's what dudes do when they get together. And we were talking about it, and they were like, yeah, I get it. Hands are tied right now and can't get much better, so just need next year to start. Let's have a good offseason. That's a hard place to be.
It's a hard place to be because there is no amount of sunshine that will actually work when they pump it this offseason.
No.
Show and prove.
None of us.
Show and
We're all going
prove.
to go, I don't believe you.
Great spring game. I don't care.
That's good. Wonderful. Sold out. That's great. Jeff, I'm telling you, we're going to have Willie on. Greatest team I've ever been associated with. We'll see. Perhaps that's true, Coach. I don't. We'll see. Just jaded-ass interviews.
Perhaps that's true.
Yeah, perhaps. Good work out of you, Tom. Good work, Matthew. Be well, everybody. Soccer guys next. Stay tuned.